instantly in bonus bets? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app because life's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours.
Air pollution, brain health protection.
What is up? What is up, motherfuckers and party people? How is everybody doing today? Hope y'all are having a great fucking day. Hope y'all are ready for some Xfinity racing. I sure am.
And the regular season and tackle this high-speed, high-drama racetrack.
With one race to go, the regular season, look down at the cut line.
It would mean a lot to me to win at this level. We're searching for victory lane and we want to win. It's a massive opportunity to go out there and prove that I belong at this level.
Riley Herbst, Parker Kligerman, 1 point separating those two.
Well, this is Countdown to Green. Steve Letarte, your host, with Jeff Burton and Brad Doherty. Jeff, let's jump right into it. A battle between Parker Kligerman and the 48 and Riley Herbst in the 98 for that last spot. Let's start with the speed, the cars, the nuts and bolts. Through practice and qualifying, who do you think has the advantage?
Well, one race to go, separated by only 1 point.
So the green flag is in about half an hour. It's at 3:34, so
In practice in Parker Kligerman, and I think that's kind of been the trend.
a little. I don't know why they said that the race was at 3. So I imagined that the green flag would be like 3:15 or something like that.
And who's going to make the mistake?
But it's actually like 3:34 is the green flag.
But can they execute at the right time? And that has been the weakness.
Well, that's the nuts and bolts. You made your living in professional sports, Brad. Let's talk about the human element. Which one of these drivers looks to have the mental fortitude required to battle today?
You know, you go through the preparation this week. You're in the sim. You're in the gym. You're doing everything you need to do to be prepared. And as I look at these two guys, you see the experience in Parker. He is very, very confident that his experience will play out through the day. Riley Herbst, as Jeff mentioned, went through some tough times a couple of weeks ago with just mechanical things, but he is confident as well. He's got that lead. He already considers himself in the playoffs, and you heard him say, we want to win this race, so he's not thinking about points. Who has the advantage? I'll tell you in a couple of hours.
All right, Jeff, the battle happens here at Kansas. It's a mile and a half. It looks straightforward. It doesn't seem to race that way. What is the challenge here?
Well, it's a fun racetrack.
This is annoying. I placed a bet on a Yankees-Brewers game. Obviously, I bet against the Yankees, but the game is in a delay. That's annoying when I bet on a game and it's in a delay.
You try to get momentum on somebody, hang a left, and try to make move or try to jump on the outside of someone. And then when you do those things, sometimes it doesn't work out. And when it doesn't work out, we see.
Can I bet on the race, though? Can I bet on today's Xfinity race? Because I know who I got winning. Same guy who won me money last time.
Make something happen, but you better be careful not to cross that line.
Well, that's what we have to look ahead to. But let's look back. Let's look at the full picture when it comes to the playoff standings. 10 names in yellow. They're locked in. They have advanced. Daniel Hemrick will basically advance when he takes the green flag. But Riley Herbst and Parker in a points battle. But let's not forget, if you win, Brandon Jones wins, he advances, he's in. But for a closer look around that bubble battle in the 12th position, let's hear some words from our own Nate Ryan.
The bell rings for the last round of the Nascar Xfinity Series regular season, Kansas. With one race left, there are 10 of 12 drivers.
His odds are pretty good, though, so I don't know.
Spots provisionally are held by Daniel Hemrick and Riley Herbst.
I could go Sammy Smith get a win today. I could see that.
The fight for the 12th spot has been a fantastic undercard to watch over the past 4 weeks.
We're doing the right thing.
Nah, I got John Hunter winning. And I'm not going to bet on it because it ain't really worth it.
know how we can fight for a championship if we can't even keep it running.
The Darlingtons seem to get the number 98 team off the ropes.
Around goes Parker Kligerman.
And swung a little bit of momentum back in Herbst's favor.
Hey, we're going to keep it interesting, right?
With one last race to set the playoffs, the gloves are off here in Kansas.
Oh, I got a new scale today. And I wanted to see how it worked because this one's dead. And, like, I can't change the battery in it for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think we have a really fast Monster Energy car. I think we're honestly a couple adjustments away.
Man, fuck Riley Herbst.
And maybe winning this race, and that's our ultimate goal here today. So we got to be around for all 200 laps and make adjustments on our car throughout the pit stops. But I think we got a good shot at it, and just keep our head on straight.
Well, we hope to do that. Good luck today. Dave, I think you're with the second half of this bubble battle.
Junior I am, and that is Parker Kligerman. Parker, I've got to ask you, you have had the spotlight on you now. What is that like, and how do you get it done today?
I think it is great practice for the championship floor later this year. How about that? That shows you my confidence level. I do believe that. I think it's great as a race team for us to be put in pressure-packed situations like this, because that's what this sport is all about. It's not allowing the moment to be bigger than you and your race team, and I think we've got a race team fully capable of going out here and executing at a high level. I'm going to lock in from lap 1 to lap 200. Do my best I can in this Spike Light Cooler Chevy, and hopefully have us in position to go fight for a championship at the end of this. But, you know, I really think that the confidence comes from just knowing that the last 12 weeks this race team has executed at such a high level that if we just do that today, we're going to be fine.
Week 13 could be the one for Parker. Kim?
Well, Dave, Brandon Jones is in a must-win situation, but win is something he's done before at Kansas twice, in fact. So does your record here take off some of the pressure you're feeling today?
It definitely does. I mean, I think I've been at this race before in a point situation where you almost have to run borderline conservative, and you have to think about where all these people are on the track, and hopefully they have early exits. And today the goal is simple. You just mentioned it. It's just to go win the race. And, you know, I think still, if you go out there and you're really pacing the field well, and you can get a stage win or something, you know, you do take those opportunities still. But yeah, we can tee ourselves up for a win here today, and definitely just one goal in our mind. So I think we've got certainly speed. We were as fast as Xfinity 10G in practice and qualifying.
All right, well, this scale's pretty accurate. Not exactly, but hold on, let me get it on a little bit of a more flat surface.
Yeah, Brandon's going to feel very good for rolling off in the first.
Oh, there we go. That's perfect. This scale is perfect. So how you measure a scale, how you see if a scale is accurate, is a quarter is exactly 5.67 grams. Now, this doesn't have the 67. It only goes, like, to the nearest tenth, so. And a nickel is exactly 5 grams.
You're telling yourself what it is that we're going to do here, right? And that's okay, Steve. That's what you have to do as an athlete. This is a big moment for all of them, and you don't want the moment to be too big. So how do you do it? You focus on the positives. You focus on what you and your team are doing well. Parker just said it. We've been executing great. We need to keep doing that. Riley's goal has been win a race in the Xfinity Series. He went back to that. That's what they're doing. They're going back to their original goals to get them through this event.
Brandon Jones knows he has to win.
Yeah.
He says he's ready to win. What are his real chances? Can Brandon Jones win today?
Oh, I absolutely think Brandon Jones can win today. If he is smart, races as hard as he possibly can, like Coach Dean Smith has done, play hard, play smart. That's what he's got to do today. Put himself in position, keep those fenders on that race car. He absolutely can win this race.
Well, that's what it's going to take for Brandon Jones. But after the break, we're going to bring Dale Jr. back in, get his opinion on the pressure and the 12th spot. Who's going to get it? I'm going to make guys next week have a real pick after the commercial.
Get with gurus. Car gurus.
It's back. Half of these all-you-can-eat boneless wings, just $12.99.
At PNC Bank, you can find us in big cities and small towns across the U.S., where our focus is to always support the people who live and work there, because you call these communities home, and we do too. PNC Bank.
Cracked windshield on your new car? Bring it to Safe Life. My customer was enjoying her new car, but her windshield cracked. She didn't take it to the dealer. She scheduled with Safe Life. We have the latest technology for the newest vehicles, and we do more replacements and recalibrations than anyone else. Don't wait. Schedule now.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
The Queen of Country is here.
Revis Tosser Soggy.
Off with his head!
artist, a skydiver, a pilot, and all of them require your feet to work. Get up in the morning, and it felt like I was standing on marbles on my heel. When I went into the Good Feet store, the fitting was personalized. It was all about me. You put in the arch supports, and your day becomes better, and the sun shines, the unicorns run by, and, you know, it's a good life. I'm Randy, and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Partners like Visions Federal Credit Union are so important to the work that David's Refuge does in this community. A community that Visions is a part of and committed to helping. Since 2012, we have worked to provide respite services, resources, and support to parents of children with special needs or life-threatening illnesses. Our goal is to empower caregivers to lead their families with strength and grace. And we're able to do all of this because Visions cares.
Wrongful death after a motor vehicle crash, the words say it all, but do not begin to capture the anguish, the suffering, and the loss. It's hard not to be emotional during a time like that, but that's exactly the time when you need someone to be clear-headed, eyes open, and know exactly what has to be done to protect survivors and to get some justice. That someone will be me, William Mattar, when you call 444-4444.
The cost of running jails using overtime, Sunday after football.
The official app of NASCAR Tracks has the latest race and event information from all of your favorite tracks. Search NASCAR Tracks in the App Store to download for free.
John Hunter Nemechek, his first ever win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The win in Kansas.
It means a lot, especially Kansas.
Brandon Jones trying to get his first win ever in the Xfinity Series. It's going to be Brandon Jones winning in Kansas.
Yeah, boys. I love you guys.
This is incredible. I knew this was going to happen. We were going to come here and have an amazing run.
Checkered flag is out. Brandon Jones wins the Kansas lottery to 50. Way to battle, boys. Good job.
As we keep our head in the game, we don't get excited during these races.
Brandon Jones's playground now, Kansas Speedway.
Well, the Xfinity Series is home of the young drivers, and one of our guys on the team, Dale Jr., he knows how to win and win as a young driver, winning in the Xfinity Series and winning back-to-back championships. So we're going to bring Dale in. The stage is here to make the playoffs. Junior, it's got to be fun to go back and relive some of those memories, but let's talk about the pressure on
Back when you had to win a real championship, though.
Yeah, what the regular season and the playoffs introduce is a moment during the year whether you're either good enough or not good enough. The pressure to be able to make the playoffs. Everybody believes that their team is good enough, that they're good enough as a driver, but only a select few get to move forward, and several get left behind. And it's a very difficult situation to be in, and a tough hit to the ego, because you definitely want to be in those playoffs, and when you're not, nobody else cares about you. Yeah, you want to go make a stink, you want to get a win, you want to ruffle some feathers as a non-playoff driver. But to be honest, everybody's going to be talking about the playoffs and who's going to win that championship. You want to be in that group. All right, you heard it. I agree with Dale. You want to be in the group, so it's that time. You guys avoided the question for the whole show, but now it's time. Start with you, Jeff. Who gets in? Who is 12th in the playoffs when we leave today? Well, what cures all in racing, and that's speed. And to me, that is Riley Hurts. Riley Hurts in a 98 car. They unloaded with good speed here. They've been faster than Parker Kligerman most of the year, been faster than the 9 car most of the year. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to speed. I'm going Riley Hurts.
I think that's fair, but I'm going to tell you what. The guy at the end of the day, it's going to be like Babe Ruth. It's going to be like that walk-off home run. He's going to get his 3rd of his 6 wins here today. That's going to be Brandon Jones. I think Brandon Jones is going to win this race today and upset the apple cart.
So you have him going in with walk-off win.
He's knocking it out of the park. He's going to win today, and he goes into the playoffs.
Oh, well, I know you don't have Brandon Jones winning because you have Riley moving forward. So let's talk about the race win. Who do you think? Give me a name or two to watch. Who do you think the favorites are today?
All right, hey, pole sitter, Justin Allgaier. To me, he's been fast the whole practice, sitting on the pole. I'm going with Allgaier.
Well, and you got to think of John Hunter Nemechek. Announced this week that he's going to Cup. Austin Hill is fast. The Xfinity Series is full of stars. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Full of youngsters as well. You see right there, Sammy Smith in that black and gold car will roll off row 2. There's your pick, Brandon Jones.
Yes,
He'll be right there in the next row back. What kind of race? Are we going to see the same chaos we've seen here before?
No doubt about it. Restarts will be crazy. Guys will be getting after it, and it's going to be fun to watch.
No out of bounds. They're going to use every inch.
And every inch will be used, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Well, let's go trackside for ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise as you're able and remove your hats as the American Legion 153 Color Guard presents our nation's colors. Here to offer today's invocation, please welcome from Blue Valley Church, Pastor Micah Hayes.
Would you all pray with me? Father, we love you, and we thank you for your grace and your goodness in bringing us here today to this amazing speedway, for we know that everything we have comes from you and your hand. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to be here, and we ask for your safety and your provision for the drivers, for the crews, for the fans, and for all the workers today, that you protect them and enable them to entertain and have a great time as we get to enjoy racing to the glory of your name. And Lord, most importantly, we thank you for Jesus, for we know that it's through him we have life everlasting, and it's in his name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome the Youth Chorus of Kansas City.
Very nice.
On the other side of the break, the driver's strapping in. The command, the engines will fire. I'm going to head and join race caller Rick Allen, Jeff Burton, and Dale Jr. after the break.
If you have heart disease and are on a statin, lowering cholesterol can be hard. Diets and exercise add to the struggle. Today, it's possible to go from struggle to cholesterol success with Leqvio. With a statin, Leqvio is proven to lower bad cholesterol by over 50% and keep it low with 2 doses a year. Common side effects were injection site reaction, joint pain, urinary tract infection, diarrhea, chest cold, pain in legs or arms, and shortness of breath. Ask your doctor about twice-yearly Leqvio. Lower, longer Leqvio.
You know what, a melty grilled cheese sounds so good, but so does a bacon burger with creamy peppercorn ranch. And you couldn't possibly choose, cause Brie no work too good when tummy empty. Sonic Bacon Peppercorn Ranch grilled cheese burger deal for $3.99. There comes a time in every dip's life when it's ready to leave the slow cooker, even buffalo chicken dip. So we put juicy chicken, buffalo sauce, and melty cheese in a portable crispy golden shell. Run away, Dip. You're free now. Sonic $2.99 Buffalo Chicken Dip Bites.
The stars of NASCAR return to Texas for a playoff showdown. Competitors, outlaws, rivals, all fighting to be the Lone Star. Experience the No Limits action. Racing, camping, live music, food, fun, and more. Sunday, September 24th. Lock in tickets at TexasMotorspeedway.com.
Running fast, crossing county lines just to make my name in the city. Work for this for all these years and I wouldn't break it back down. I fucked through all my fears and all my frustrations. See the light is getting clear. I know I'm taking it. It's my time. I'm taking it now. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm taking it now.
There's one spot still to be determined in the 12-driver playoff field. The NASCAR Xfinity Series Kansas Lottery 300. Beautiful shot of the racetrack there as I stand next to coach or pre-race show host and crew chief Steve Letarte. Rick Allen with you. So Kansas Speedway, why has this racetrack been so difficult?
Well, because it's the magical mix of high speed and low grip. So to be good at Kansas, it is full commitment. Tons of time on wide open throttle, tons of mid-corner speed, but you're doing that leaning against basically a broken crutch. At any time, it can slide sideways and you can lose control. That's Kansas in a nutshell, and you have to do it while racing around all the other cars, all the other competitors.
All right, Kim Kuhn, how about the 00 and Cole Custer? He's got double duty today.
Well, Rick, with 2 wins, Cole Custer already has a spot in the Xfinity Series playoffs. So what does the team hope to accomplish this afternoon? Cole said they absolutely cannot let their guard down, even though they're already in the playoffs. They show up to races to win. And recently, the results have matched that mantra. Cole has finished 7th or better the last 4 races. This team looking for a win this afternoon, which would continue that momentum. And Dave give them those 5 valuable playoff points.
Kim, John Hunter Nemechek has dueling headlines this week. First of all, his run to the Xfinity Series playoffs on the strength of 5 wins on the season. Could he make it 6 today? We shall see. The other big headline, of course, he's headed back to the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024. The team, Legacy Motor Club, is run by none other than 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson. So as he finishes up today and the rest of the playoffs here, he's surely looking forward to next year in the Cup Series. Well, when he fires his engine here, he's going to be refocused on the Xfinity Series Championship. Why don't all the rest of the drivers join him right now?
And now, race fans, here to say the most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome, with a big rock chalk, the University of Kansas Jayhawks student athletes. Drivers, for your engine!
Engines are fired down here on the grid. This 48 of Parker Klingerman starting at 15th place is going to work really, really hard this first stage. Try to climb into that top 10 and get those important stage points. The driver he's trying to catch and beat today, the 98 of Riley Herbst, is starting in 8th place right now, already in the top 10. So if he can hold this position, he's going to be watching that 48 in his rear view, trying to keep him out of the top 10 as we go into this first stage. But they got the whole race to run today. It's going to be pretty incredible to watch these drivers try to get the victory lane. Who can do it? The green flag is coming up next.
I felt everyone's heartbeat. It was incredible.
Best act of the night.
I think America is going to love you.
I got goosebumps. I don't know what to say.
AGT Live, Tuesday and Wednesday on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
The 2023 Parade of Homes is where home meets inspiration. Visit September 14th through the 24th at River Grove in Radisson. See the latest in new home design, decor, outdoor living, and more.
At Green Hills Farms, you'll see and taste the difference in our homegrown berries, fruits, and vegetables from local farms. We offer the best quality, freshest seasonal produce each week. Save time with our convenient pre-cut fruits and veggies, great for on-the-go snacking and quick meal prep. You'll also find fruit and vegetable trays, fruit baskets, and fresh bouquets, perfect for your next gathering or gifting. Green Hills Farms, in the Valley, Syracuse.
$200 instantly, just for betting $5. DraftKings, listen to me. You listen good. I appreciate you for recognizing how valuable my time is. But instantly, stop. You're not gonna make me sweat a little bit? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game is going on? Oh look, wait a minute, there's my $200. That was fast.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet just $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Action so good, why bet NFL anywhere else?
Touchdown, nah, interception.
The 2023 Parade of Homes is where home meets inspiration. Visit September 14th through the 24th at River Grove in Radisson. See the latest in new home design, decor, outdoor living, and more.
Air pollution, brain health protection.
Monday at 6. Sports coverage of NASCAR is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Progressive. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Car starting to roll off of pit road now. Let's see if we can dial up the driver of the number 21 Austin Hill, who right now is leading the regular season championship points.
Hey, Austin, it's the guys in the NBC booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, man, a great regular season, 4 wins already, the chance for one more today. How do you use this final race to get prepped for the playoffs?
Well, I think it's, one thing for us, we're struggling a little bit here today. In practice, I'm on a really loose balance, so I think this is a great way for, if we're in the playoffs, we have the same situation as showing our resilience and showing that we can still make something out of nothing. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to minimize mistakes all day. Everybody's been doing a really good job on pit road. My pit crew's been phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, more than anything, just being able to minimize mistakes all day, taking what the car will give you. If we have an 8th place car today, then let's go run 8th. Let's not put ourselves in a box, try to overdo anything, and make sure we're there in the end for all these 200 laps. It's going to be a hot, slick one today. We're going to move it around a lot, so got to keep up with the racetrack.
Well, you talk about the great regular season and moving forward. Well, you're got a little bit of a head start here. Looks like you have a chance to close in on that regular season championship. But bringing it here to Kansas, so many storylines here. The place is crazy every time we come. What are the challenges to this mile and a half?
Yeah, it's really challenging. As rubber gets laid down, you start moving around, you're going to run. You're going to see cars running on the bottom all the way to the top and everything in between. So being able to keep up with that, keep up with the racetrack, as rubber's getting laid down, what's that doing to your car? Do you need to be in it? Do you need to be out of it? You're going to be running the fence at times, just being able to run the wall and use that air, the right way with the right recorder. There's just a lot of things that Kansas brings to the table on that the driver can do inside the race car. And, when the tire fall off, it's really going to play a factor. So managing your tires from the front end of the run to the back of the run. So hopefully we can do all that today and keep the finish early up front.
All right, appreciate you taking the time. Good luck, man.
Appreciate it.
Great insight from Austin Hill there. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Justin Allgaier and Sammy Smith. They're going to make up row number 1. Justin Allgaier, the last time he won the pole was in Charlotte, and he went on to win that race.
Yeah, we just talked to Austin Hill back there in row 5. Just in front of him, you have Riley Herbst. We're going to talk so much about that bubble battle and 12th position in the playoffs.
Yeah, his closest competitor who's fighting for that 12th spot is Parker Kligerman, who starts there in row 8. Sheldon Creed is on his outside, which will be interesting because Sheldon Creed's still fighting for a win in this series.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're looking for with a bunch of these drivers here. Look at Parker Retzlaff back in row 13. His teammate has a win. He's trying to break through, get his first career win.
All the way starting in the field today. Let's go back to Kim on the driver of the number 10, which is Daniel Hemrick today.
Right, Rick. Daniel Hemrick clinches a spot in the drivers' playoffs as soon as he rolls off the grid. He already did that. He is clinched. But we've seen him in the number 11 car all year long. So why is he in the 10 car? Well, that car has already qualified for the owners' playoffs. Colin wanted their veteran driver in it for the title run, but thought it would be best to make that switch this weekend. One race to go before the playoffs start, so that gives Daniel and this team a week to get into the groove together before the real pressure starts for them, Dave, next weekend at Bristol.
Kim, in 13 starts here at Kansas, Justin Allgaier is winless. He does have wins on 16 different tracks in the Xfinity Series. It used to be 15 until he won for the first time at Daytona 2 races ago. Used to be 14 until he won for the first time at Mile and a Half Charlotte in May. Rick already mentioned it. He started from pole then. He starts from pole here. Could be a winner on his 17th different track when the checkered flag falls today, Rick.
Yeah, Dave, and he has been impressive. Restarts have always been the thing that have caught up to him. Steve, walk us through the race analysis.
Well, 200 laps, 300 miles. The first stage, 45 laps. Second stage, also 45 laps. The final stage, much longer at 110. They can run 55 to 60 on fuel, so I imagine we're going to see a set of tires after stage 1, a set after stage 2. They have 4 sets available. So then that final stage is really when decisions have to be made. Do we see cautions? Will you pit under green? It'll be decision time.
Out in front of the field, the Toyota GR Supra. That's the official pace car for today's race.
We got a link.
Let's listen in to a couple pep talks, and we'll start with the 98 team.
That means we get a dog sticker today. It's the updater stuff here. Have some fun. Fill it up. Thank you. Just want to say thank you guys for all our work all day. Appreciate the opportunity to help. This is what we're
fuck?
to do. We just do what we've done last 12 weeks. We're going to go race for a championship.
Go race for a championship. That's the goal right now of 12 drivers who, as we look at the point standings, we heard Kim mention that Daniel Hemrick, just by rolling off, is going to be locked in based on points, but it's Riley Herbst, Parker Kligerman, and then Brandon Jones is still in the mix. If you win, you can advance.
Yeah, so Jones would need a win. When it comes to Hertz and Kligerman, when it comes down to points, remember, every position at the end of the race is a point. You also can receive points. The top 10 receive points at the end of those stages I mentioned. 10 if you win it, 1 point for 10th. So, you know, right away, 45 laps into the race, the kind of the score is going to be kept, right? It's going to be who has the lead. Did either of those two score points?
Yeah, right off the start here, you see the 7 car, Justin Allgaier, the red car, the outside lane. He could pick either lane he wanted because he's on the pole. He immediately went to the top. I think this is something you'll see all day long. The top is going to be preferred on the restart.
2x2, the last race of the regular season to determine who the 12 drivers will be
Alrighty.
for a championship. As you mentioned, Steve, points available.
Y'all ready for some racing?
Stage points, but also playoff points, which these drivers, they're in the playoffs, they can carry them through the rounds all the way to get themselves into the championship four at the end of the season. Justin Allgaier on the outside. Sammy Smith.
Green flag is in the air. We are racing from Kansas. And caution on lap 1. What's up, Lucas? Already under caution.
That's where the tire rub is on the left front. Not quite sure which car. There's the 38 was the one that got nosed into the wall.
Nick Lights in the 38. We saw him spin in practice earlier today.
His first Xfinity race. Late model racer. See the right front tire, a little bit of looks like he's been in the wall with the right front tire. Here's a look here, squeeze into the wall. Yep, trying to enter turn 1. Just didn't know they were clear. Right there. Yeah, that's no good. I can understand the frustration.
So we've seen this story before. Haven't completed the first lap, and already a caution has come out. We'll have a restart when we return.
Well, that was fast.
We've never been good at keeping secrets. Like how Sonic's new Bacon Peppercorn Ranch Grilled Cheeseburger with small fries or tots is just $3.99. Oops. Burger's out the bag. Sonic Bacon Peppercorn Ranch Grilled Cheeseburger deal for $3.99.
I walk along the city streets you used to walk along with me. And every step I take recalls how much in love we used to be. Oh, how can I forget you when there is always something there to remind me? I was born to love you, and I will never be free. You'll always be a part of me. Always something there to remind 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 me.
Get all your breakfast faves like hash browns for just a few bucks, only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
YouTube TV is the new home of NFL Sunday Ticket. Being a fan has never been easier. Watch every game, every Sunday, exclusively with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. Sign up for NFL Sunday Ticket now and get $50 off.
Fans, download the official app of NASCAR. You can follow the action with free live scoring. There's in-car cameras as well as a radio broadcast. Just search NASCAR in your app store. Start the free trial today. Many heroes are being honored this weekend on the side of the cars. Kim Kuhn, what about the two-car?
That's right, Rick. You might not recognize some of the names on the cars, because to your point, these drivers are running the names of some inspiring stories. And for Sheldon Creed, riding along with him is Pam Yarbrough from Sebring, Florida, nominated by Kenny Kerouac. Her family says Pam is a hero and has fought cancer like a beast since 2019 and continues to fight the battle for the finish line of a life that is cancer-free. And they selected Sheldon. I love this, because just like Pam is fighting cancer like a beast, they said Sheldon Creed is a beast on the racetrack. Sheldon looking for his first NASCAR Xfinity Series win, and if he did it today, it would be in honor of Pam Yarbrough.
Pretty cool what they're doing for all of these cancer victims. Some have survived and have won the battle, but a lot of people have been nominated because of the fight, the heroes that they were fighting that cancer. And again, Martin Truex Jr. Foundation and the NASCAR Foundation both helping out to honor those heroes. So the caution has come out on the very first lap, and we'll get lined back up again as they go to the choose to decide inside versus outside. Dave, how about the one?
Yeah, that'd be Sam Mayer. He'll go off maybe 15th, maybe a little bit better, depending on the choose. And he's been two-time winner in the last 6 races, Rick, but the team's concerned with the 4 non-wins and the mistakes that were made there, some of them by the 20-year-old driver himself. He is locked into the playoffs, which start next week, so a solid mistake-free race is the goal to set up what could be a deep playoff run.
Well, it was just last week, Rick, where the one and Parker Kligerman had an issue. Parker was running about 12th. Sam Mayer late in the race. Just a mistake. Just misjudges his speed. There's no other way to put this. It's purely on the driver of the one, and he admitted it. Gets to the back of the 48. Parker ends up finishing outside the top 20. This costs him 10 or 12 points in this points battle. We heard earlier.
Another link.
Sam said, hey, on the way home, I called Parker. We talked about it. It doesn't make Parker feel any better about it, but here they are lined up, nose to tail on the racetrack.
Yeah, before Darlington, Parker Kligerman entered that race above Riley Herbst. At the end of the day, he was a point behind. As we ride along with Parker Kligerman, the big machine spike light coolers on board.
Yeah, these drivers had that one start. Now they know a little bit more about the
All right, let's try this again.
More aggressive on this restart with a little bit more information.
Let's try this again. Green flag is back in the air. We are back underway at lap 6 at Kansas. What are the stages for today's race? So the first stage is 45 laps.
Very wide, multiple groove track, and they're taking advantage of all of them as they go down the backstretch.
John Hunter Newcheck through the middle there, 3 wide, gains a few spots, goes after his teammate Sammy Smith, sitting there in third. John Hunter now in fourth in that white number 20, just in front of Josh Berry.
45 is the second stage, so that'll be lap 90, and then the final 110 laps.
Very close to each other. Again, every position is a point.
Riley Herbst is on the bottom of that restart. It did not work out for him at all, starting on the bottom. And Parker Kligerman right there on the inside sees it, going after him.
Yeah, Herbst going the wrong direction here after starting 8.
Come on, Parker.
Door to door. You knew it was going to be this way for this race.
And before Riley Herbst knew it, the words 3 wide middle came from spotter Tim Fielder. That means he was in the middle of what could have been a mess. Spotter said, take care of it. Riley did. Now he's got this challenge from Parker.
Top of the screen to battle for the lead. Cole Custer running the top. He's got a lot of momentum. 7 needs to recognize that. Move up the racetrack. Start running that higher line. Before long, he's going to be battling door to door with Custer for the lead.
And this is a difficult decision for Riley Herbst on the bottom screen. What do? That's what he wanted. He wanted to be able to jump on the outside of the one car. You see Parker goes to the bottom, but typically on the bottom of the racetrack, you will not have the momentum on corner exit. So they both split the one car. See the straight gain that Riley Herbst has down the back straightaway from that top momentum. That worked out exactly the way he wanted it to, and Parker got by the one as well.
Derek Kraus coming into the picture in the 11 behind that 48 as they're heating up for the third spot. Brandon Jones is caught up to Josh Berry as now Parker Kligerman's trying to get by on the high side.
So these restarts are great opportunities for drivers to pick up spots. Well, watch Sheldon Creed. 7 spots he made happen. Jumped on the outside of the 39 car Ryan Sieg, and watch the momentum he's able to carry. See the bottom that gets bottled up, and now here he is just rolling, picking up spots. Great job of 7 spots in about 2 corners.
Kligerman's falling behind the one of Sam Mayer now.
Chandler Smith struggling in that 16 car. Trying to regroup. So right on board with Parker here. He's got a car underneath him. He's struggling now, losing a few spots here, guys. You hear the throttle. Just not able to fully commit on corner exit.
Team built him a new car for this race and the rest of the season. Parker was hoping that it would be the best car that they have built up to this point.
Yeah, rarely do we see brand new cars in the Xfinity Series, a little bit lower budget than the Cup teams on Sunday. But when you hear new, you know, it's not just fresh, it's all the little things. Everything you've learned over the year, you can kind of implement from the start. You would hope it just has more capability. Not that it drives better, it's just when it's a little loose or it's a little tight, it just naturally goes faster, more overall grip.
I think this is a for all the caution on track.
Caution.
And debris.
Debris on the racetrack.
So already the second caution has come out 12 laps into this race.
Caution for debris. Looks like there's a bunch of debris on the racetrack.
Well, the caution means a restart. We'll see how it goes. There's a little bit of the debris that came off the car. We'll have a restart when we return.
So yeah, USAA, they always have my back.
USAA? You were in the military?
Oh no, I wasn't, but my grandpa was. He joined USAA, passed membership to my mom, then to me.
There's other ways to get in?
Yeah, my neighbor Ron, he's in because his wife served. Even little Luna, once she's born, her dad served.
So all this time I could have had USAA insurance.
And banking.
Where's my phone?
Over there.
USAA, for the military community and their families.
Get all your faves like an order of small fries for just a few bucks. Only on the McDonald's $23 menu.
Trilogy for COPD.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel.
You don't have to take COPD sitting
It's a
down.
new dawn, it's a new day.
It's time to make a stand.
And I'm feeling good.
Start a new day with Trilogy. No once-daily COPD medicine has the power to treat COPD in as many ways as Trilogy. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trilogy makes breathing easier for a full 24 hours, improves lung function, and helps prevent future flare-ups. Trilogy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trilogy more than prescribed. Trilogy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Take a stand and start a new day with Trilogy. Ask your doctor about once daily Trilogy and save at Trilogy.com.
If you've ever wished you could take buffalo chicken dip wherever you go, today's your lucky day, because Sonic stuffed it in a crispy portable bite. Now wish for something else, like more hands to hold your bites. Sonic $2.99 buffalo chicken dip bites.
There's no better way to start the Sunday night season than this way.
Let's be some bad boys. Let's turn it up.
Cowboys, Giants. Let's get it on.
Tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC and streaming on Peacock. The NTT IndyCar Series crown their champion. Season finale at the Minnesota. Alex Palou is going to be presented his second Astor Cup. They secured the championship last week with that win at Portland. The 98 Riley Herbst, their team talking about the situation they're in right now on the radio.
Couldn't turn the wheel for some reason. You're right where you need to be. Only one more race today is 4 spots behind your 3 spots, so you're right where you need to be. Don't be too hard on yourself. And your rhythm there, you're pretty good, so. Timmy, I love you, but we're racing 38 other cars. I want to win this race, man.
Damn right.
I know.
That's conversation with Riley Herbst and Timmy Fido with a spotter. Riley.
I don't like Riley Herbst, but I respected that right there. Gotta respect that mentality.
This race, not getting caught up in this point battle. So, you know, I can argue both sides of this because I like the approach of Riley Herbst until it costs him the playoffs. Until that aggression is what eliminates him. When today the goal needs to be to outrun the 48 of Parker Kligerman. You know, this is a full body of work. This is 26 races to here, right? 25, this being race 26. So I love what Riley is saying, which is I want to win at this level, and I appreciate it, but, you know, both sides have a little bit of a good argument. In the end, though, what I will say about Riley's opinion is if he does make the playoffs, it's great, but if you want to continue to advance, you need to be a winning car in the Xfinity Series.
Got to look at the big picture. Right now, big picture has 11 of Justin Allgaier running up front, Dave.
Rick, I want to show you some video from the caution. This is Justin Allgaier after the caution came out, having led every lap so far, running down to the apron of the racetrack. Listen to the radio.
Left front's got a brake pad stuck under the splitter. You might have got it out, but I need you to get down to the flat and get the nose up.
Now it's still there. They're not concerned. What they don't want it to do is to come off and go under the tire. But when you're the leader, Rick, you pick up everything first.
Steve, you ever seen that?
I've
stuck to the splitter?
I've seen about everything. Rarely do you notice it during the race, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the car comes back in, you take a look. It's definitely there. Now, the concern is, I don't think it's going to hurt the car very much, but that is a really easy spot to get the air hose caught on the pit stop. So I'll have to see if they think they need to address it during the pit stop or if they just let it be.
They did not do the choose that time by.
And the Red Sox are in a rain delay.
Next time around.
That's great. So the game that I bet on, the Brewers and Yankees, obviously I bet against the Yankees. Though I did bet Jason Dominguez to get a hit. I did bet that, but I bet for the Brewers to win. They're in a rain delay, and it's pouring in the Bronx. Like, I saw videos, it's fucking pouring.
There's Joe Nemechek, 2004 Kansas. And look down there at the bottom.
Now the Red Sox are in a delay.
Young John Hunter with a big smile looking up at his dad holding the trophy. That's pretty cool.
So are the Dodgers and Nats. They're in a rain delay.
I mean, you think about so many families, part of this sport, that have raced at the highest level. The Allisons, the Bakers, and a long, long list here. Interesting, you look at like Richard Petty. You would never think, well, it was father-son, but sure enough, Lee Petty, Kyle Petty's grandfather, Adam's great-great-grandfather, or great-grandfather. Pretty amazing the careers that we have seen from fathers and sons at the highest level of the sport. Dave, what about the driver of the 16 right now?
That's Chandler Smith. He is in the playoffs, and I just talked to team president Chris Rice, who was walking by. I said, what's up with the 16? He said it's blowing up. He's going to go behind the wall.
Wow. See this car come down pit road. Wasn't quite sure why he was coming to pit road, giving up a track position. But apparently a very serious issue with the cars. He's going to make the dreaded left turn back to the garage.
Won at Richmond earlier this year, so locked into the playoffs, but not the way he wants to end the regular season.
The back half of this year for that team has been a tough one. Certainly some hard lessons learned.
Julio Urias got arrested. Yeah, I heard about that.
Showed a lot of promise out of the gate this year.
Colorado won again. Yeah, I saw that they rushed the field.
And that's what you hate about this type of race for a young driver is, you know, you learn almost nothing by being here. Very limited practice. Did get to run a few laps, you know, before the problem, but you just give up essentially an entire race.
2x2 again as we
No, Chandler Smith to the garage, engine issue.
Restart. Justin Allgaier has made that outside line work for him.
We saw Sheldon Creed earlier pick up a lot of spots. Don't think for a minute the spotters didn't notify their drivers that it worked for somebody. He's looking for more people to jump to the very top.
All in line as they go back up through the gears.
It's a great push on the inside there from Sammy Smith.
3 wide right now, fighting for the 6th spot as starting to fall back a bit.
Who's
there.
that?
25, and so Brett Moffitt had some issues.
Yeah, he got a little bit of trouble there, Rick. Everybody gave him a break, allowed him to get a hold of his race car. Battle out front still getting sorted out. Cole Custer fought hard to try to get that position. Oh, the one car spinning around on the front straightaway.
Sam Mayer right in front of a few cars. And even the 91 got into it.
Kyle Weatherman got into Sam Mayer.
The right side is caved in, right around all the fenders and everything.
Already.
Keep it on the lead lap.
Looked like he was on the inside.
I don't know what happened.
Not quite sure. It looked like he might have been on the inside and got loose up underneath somebody, but spun the car around, contact with the outside wall. Weatherman comes through with nowhere to go.
Dom would hate this race.
Heavy damage to the front of that car.
All the cautions.
We know there's a lot of damage to the right side of Sam Mayer's car.
Yeah, that and the splitter. He run the nose into the wall, bit that front splitter up a little bit.
I was going to say, don't let the left side of the one fool you, because it looks good. AMR safety team immediately to Kyle Weatherman.
And this is Kansas. I mean, it's hard to explain, but it's always so chaotic on board with the 48 of Parker Kligerman. Oh, there you go. So one car was chasing the 2 off turn 4. The 2 catches the fence, doesn't want to be there. And as he kind of corrects down the track and spits the 1 out, and then behind him, just contact with the 91.
So as Sam Mayer in the 1 slides up the racetrack from nowhere, Kyle Weatherman, the 91 to go, but into the passenger side door.
When you have chronic kidney disease, there are places you'd like to be. Like here. And here. Not so much here. If you have chronic kidney disease, Farxiga can help you keep living life. And Farxiga reduces the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in women and men, and low blood sugar. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare, life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis.
Farxiga can help you keep living life. Ask your doctor for Farxiga for chronic kidney disease. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Farxiga.
Football.
Breakfast faves like hash browns for just a few bucks, only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. Get all your faves like an order of small fries for just a few bucks, only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Team Reba. Hey, Queen. Oh, my God. I represent country music.
I've had 2 country hits.
I've had more than 2.
The Voice, September 25th on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
NASCAR Fan Rewards is free to join. Earn points by watching races, entering trivia, playing fantasy, buying race tickets and more. Save your points, trade them in for free tickets, autographed merchandise, and much, much more. Visit NASCAR.com/fan rewards. So Sam Mayer is at the back of the hauler right now as we're watching the NASCAR Xfinity Series Kansas Lottery 300.
Well, we talked about restarts and how important they would be. Well, check out Parker Kligerman. He's on the outside. He chose the outside. And look what happens. He jumps in the 3rd lane. The bottom has a problem. The 25 of Moffitt has a problem. He stacks the bottom up. And there he is rolling on the outside. Picked up 6 spots. But all happened right here. Watching Riley Herbst on that restart. It did not work out for him. He's in that bottom groove, and when that line gets checked up, watch the yellow car. Have a little bit of an issue right here. Everybody has to lift. A little bit of contact, bumper tag. Let's listen to what Riley and the team had to say.
Should have went with my gut. Sorry, buddy. Stay in there. We're going to be fine. Small wing. We are on lap 19 of 200. Let's keep it together here. You've done this before.
Trying to keep this driver's head on straight as he's analyzing every move he's making out there, and that can be a little bit problematic. And they're just trying to let him know, hey man, put that in the rearview mirror. Don't worry about it. We got another restart coming up. Try to make it up.
Castrol and the Toyota onboard looking over at Riley Herbst before the restart.
It's such a difficult decision when you come to that choose cone, the bottom or the top. And what you're trying to do is everybody wants to start on the top. I mean, it's better, but you give up the whole row.
Yeah.
You know, do you lose 2 or 3 spots to pick the top? And so those are decisions that you have to make. And when he said, I should have trusted my gut, that's what he's talking about. Is I should have picked the outside. I should have given up a row, given up some positions, but had the preferred lane. And, you know, that's easy to say now after the fact when it didn't work out. But it's a whole other thing to give up a whole row just to take the top.
And Kim, what about the 2 of Sheldon Creed running 8th right now?
Yeah, some issues for Sheldon Creed. The team told him the rear bumper cover is broken. They were going to bring him down to fix it, but they think it's hanging on enough that they can make it to the end of stage 1. Then when they do stop, they'll try and get some Barabon on there, but issues early for Sheldon Creed.
You can see that left rear bumper bar is bent down. So this contact right here.
Oof.
That angle is hard to tell how that happened, whether the 2 hits the ball first or whether the 1 arrow-wise forces the 2 into the fence. But you can see that bumper bar right there. From the contact of Sam Mayer, I think you'll be okay, guys. I don't know aerodynamically if it's bothering that left rear quarter panel, but that bumper bar being bent down there shouldn't be much concern as long as it's not moving, shaking, looking like it's about to come off.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it'll hurt it arrow-wise. Maybe a push on a restart could get it maybe a little sideways, but if they were that far to your left, it's probably not going to be good either way.
Coming up on the choose. So the lights go out on the pace car, and once again, Allgaier goes high.
And so far they've split. That's the first car. Sheldon was the first car. He could have gone to the bottom, but he didn't. He went to the top and gave up a row. Those are decisions you have to make, and we know why Creed's done it. We saw him pick up spots by running the top. We also saw him do the wall by running the top, but he just feels like he can be on offense and in turn 1 on the outside.
Dave, we saw the 16 of Chandler Smith in the garage as well. What are they trying to do?
Ricky staying behind the wheel for right now. They've replaced every spark plug on this 8-cylinder engine. They've replaced the spark plug wires and anything else that they can replace easily and quickly. And then it's a fire it up and see if it goes. And if it doesn't go, that's the day.
It sounds to me like they think they're maybe down a cylinder. You know, if you're going to take the top half of the engine apart, start looking at valve springs, you're all done. You got to go into the hauler. But change the spark plugs. Not only see if the spark plug's an issue, but look at the spark plug. And you'll actually see some aluminum or something on the spark plug, let you know that cylinder has a much bigger issue.
And in the garage, working on it, they're not on the DVP, so they can be in there as long as they want.
Yeah, they weren't in an accident. It's just a mechanical issue. Multiple laps down, so definitely off the pace. But to Jeff's point about the practice of a race, they would probably love to be able to...
We're at more minutes than laps
so, once
so
again,
far.
It's Allgaier and Custer making up row 1. We'll see if Custer can fight to the inside of that 7 once again.
Green flag.
Custer has the advantage into 1, but now the momentum coming
Ooh.
back for the 7 of Allgaier.
Josh Berry had a little issue there on the inside, losing a few spots. The bottom is hard to hang on to as the battle for the lead keeps going. Nemechek to the bottom of Custer.
John Hunter Nemechek in the 20 now, looking for second.
This is where the battle is. This is very intense right here. Riley Herbst getting underneath Shepard. Now he's going to be 3 wide down the back. On the bottom, look at the momentum he's going to lose on the bottom. He's going to really drive into 3 hard.
There's Josh Berry behind him in the 8. Jeff Burton in the 47 right there in the middle of the track.
And now Riley's stuck on the bottom. They're ganging up gets it back to the top.
Gonna go up the racetrack right here. Not gonna quite clear the 45. He's gonna try to fall in line, maybe side draft. Nope, he's gonna get in behind there.
Roger Carruth looking back now on Riley Herbst. Got Circle.com on board. Raja also spun around earlier in practice. As now there's a little contact made. Riley Herbst got into the left rear quarter panel.
That was tight right here there. Let's see if Riley can clear him into one. If he can, then he might can get by Josh Berry as well.
Riley Herbst showing a little bit more speed. Currently running in the 16th spot.
And Parker Klugerman on that restart, he did a great job. He gained a spot, so he's in 8th. Riley's all the way back at 15th.
You see on the lower left of your screen, the playoff bubble. Where they're running, Kligerman is in, Herbst is out.
This is on the restart down into turn 1. The 8 car has a little issue right here. Parker Kligerman has to check up just a little bit. It's really loose, almost into the left rear quarter panel. Great move right here. Oh, there's contact. Good job by Parker there. This is the hard racing off the turn 4 there for position.
It's only 16 with all the cautions. It's only 16 laps to go in this stage. 15 now, so can Klugerman hang on and get stage points?
Riley Herbst not running in the top 10, so wouldn't receive stage points. Running 15th as we see Brandon Jones moving toward the front.
Yeah, Brandon's been kind of running around the top 6 the whole race. Nobody's had really anything for the top 4 cars, but it's a great battle right here for 5th.
Austin Hill at the 21 just behind these two. Burton goes all the way to the white line on the apron. And as he does that, Brett Moffitt tries to make the pass on the high side.
Moffitt's going to get by, and the 98 of Herbst is going to have some good momentum here. Herbst staying just a little bit low there to keep some air on the nose. The 10 car with an issue, though, Hemrick. You know, the 16 had a problem. Now the 10 car may be slowing down. Looks like it's speed on the straightaway. Another engine problem, possibly.
And the 16 is about to go by him. It looks like Smith in the 16 went past the 10.
And it looks like it's at full speed, so that tells me that whatever the issue was on the 16, they have found a remedy. The 10, though, continues to be off the pace.
But Chandler Smith is 13 laps down.
So the 16 is being scored 13 laps down, but he's back on the racetrack, and now his teammate Daniel Hemrick seems to be having an issue. Everybody chasing Allgaier.
Cracked windshield on your new car? Bring it to Safe Light. My customer was enjoying her new car, but her windshield cracked. She didn't take it to the dealer. She scheduled with Safe Light. We have the latest technology for the newest vehicles, and we do more replacements and recalibrations than anyone else. Don't wait. Schedule now.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
It's back. Applebee's all-you-can-eat boneless wings, just $12.99.
Ma, are you sure you don't want to go bowling with us tonight?
Yeah, no.
There's my little marzipan!
Oh, my daughter gives the best hugs.
We're just passing through on our way to the Jazz Jamboree. And we wanted to thank America's #1 motorcycle.
Daniel Hemrick is slow on the backstretch.
Mara, your parents are
Exactly like me. I know, right?
Well, cherish your friends and loved ones. Let's boogie woogie.
It's orientation day. Welcome to the team.
He did not come to pit road that time, which is pretty dumb. That might be a caution.
Who wants to race? I like this team. Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
There comes a time in every dip's life when it's ready to leave the slow cooker, even buffalo chicken dip. So we put juicy chicken, buffalo sauce, and melty cheese in a portable crispy golden shell. Runaway dip. You're free now. Sonic $2.99 buffalo chicken dip bites.
Yeah, he is.
There's no place like Kansas. The race for the Nascar championship runs 185 miles per hour straight through the heartland. He's gonna do it! He's gonna win in Kansas! Drivers, start your engines. The NASCAR playoffs continue in Kansas on USA.
Daniel Hemrick in the 10 has an issue, and he missed his pit stall.
Oh my God.
Crews are pushing him back, see if they can get him in the stall to check out what the
Good teamwork there. I like those other crew members lending out a helping hand.
The crew will go to work trying to figure out what the problem is.
I see that he tackling something on the left side, so you wonder if it's a battery issue. The battery in these cars, that looked like a battery, the blue area coming over pit wall. The battery is kept in front of the left rear tire. John Hemrick missed his stall because he went to the 11 slot. Normally drives the 11. The car number switch for a colleague. I would have swapped the signs back. They better have that conversation for next week. And on track, Riley Herbst is closing in on the 26 for 10th, which is important because remember the top 10 will receive points here at 6 more laps when stage 1 comes to a finish.
Yeah, Riley Herbst is really fast. So he's got the top 4 car on speed. The restarts have not worked out for him. Parker Kligerman has done a much better job of taking advantage of restarts and has gotten in front of Riley.
Able to break into the top 10 there. Kim, I believe you're standing by with the driver of the 1.
That's right, Rick. Sam Mayer out of the race early. Walk us through what happened out there.
Honestly, I don't really know what happened. I need to see a real replay to tell, but just an unfortunate deal for our Hawk Chevrolet. We worked our tails off for this, and it was just kind of a racing deal. I thought I'd get more room than that. He bounced off the wall a little bit. Just a racing deal. Unfortunate for our Hawk Chevrolet. We were as fast as Xfinity 10G. Just needed to survive a little longer.
That's Sam Mayer. That's
Playoff point up for grabs right here. John Hunter Nemechek trying to take the lead away from Allgaier.
He's got some great speed and the momentum. Down the front
Yeah, mic cut off.
Justin's going to try to side draft, but I don't know if he can get there. I think Nemechek.
Look at this, up the racetrack he went. Did he go into that turn too hard?
Good racing here.
Appreciate the way he raced him on the frustrator. I think Justin was trying to get back to his bumper there, just moving around.
Now he dives in there for the slide job, and he can't make it work.
Yeah, that's not going to work. The 20's fast. Here comes the 00 Cole Custer into the battle.
Only 3 laps to go now. Is Allgaier going to lose second?
Cole's to the outside now. He's going to have to give Cole the top of the racetrack. Big momentum for the 00 now. He's going to pass on the outside. Justin's going back to 3rd place here.
Allgaier falls all the way back to 3rd.
Right there.
Run that high line 2-3 on entry, too tight middle.
There you go. There's the problem. Issues on the 7. Car just kind of went away all at once here right at the end of the stage.
98 just got by the 11 of Derek Krause. That's another spot, another point.
Parker Kligerman running in the 7th spot. Riley Herbst has moved up to 9th.
That was a great battle for the lead. It was a lot of fun to watch. Riley Herbst is fast. They got to find a way to do better on restarts.
Riley Herbst 0.2 of a second faster that last lap than Parker Kligerman.
All right, it's the final lap of the stage.
So, like, this next lap is going to be really fast for Riley Herbst. I mean, he's run the 2 car down. John Hunter Nemechek rolling.
Got down the backstretch for the final time of stage 1.
Parker Kligerman's going to have an opportunity at another spot, possibly.
All right, so John Hunter Nemechek.
For second place.
My win pick. John Nemechek is going to win stage 1.
Stage 1, it's his 8th stage win this year. Tied for the most with Allgaier. We see Austin Hill. Will Kligerman get him at the line? He does. Riley Herbst finishes in 9th, Kligerman in 6th. So the first battle has been won by Parker Kligerman. Able to get a couple more points than Riley Herbst as they fight for that final spot in the playoffs.
I need your help solving a murder. Mine.
People predictably make wrong decisions. Why?
I hear people are irrational.
The Irrational, September 25th on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
A big show is coming. We're ready to get ready.
Instantly. DraftKings, you spoiling me now with these big payouts. Retired NFL smart guy Ryan Fitzpatrick. Break it down for us.
Just place your bet, and the bonus bets instantly appear in your account. Like magic. Like Fitz magic.
That's too much magic. It's too much magic.
Want to turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours.
Hi, my name is Devin Trapp, and I am a nurse manager working at the Finger Lakes Center for Living Nursing Home in Auburn, New York. The Finger Lakes Center for Living is not just any nursing home. We have been consistently recognized as one of the top nursing homes in New York State and continue to receive a 5-star rating from the federal government. Not many nursing homes can say that. I am so proud to be a team member at the Finger Lakes Center for Living because we are providing exceptional patient experience year after year. The Finger Lakes Center for Living is now hiring RNs, LPNs, CNAs. And listen to this, we have recently implemented enhanced rates of pay for LPNs with a guaranteed pay increase yearly, as well as a generous sign-on bonus for all new hires. So if you want to work for the best, contact us at Finger Lakes.
Join me for NBC3 Sports weeknights.
NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR is brought to you by Credit One Bank, the credit card company, and by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Fans in the infield having a good time. The win in stage 1 by John Hunter Nemechek gives him another playoff point.
I'm just trying to find out where they were, because that's, man, looks like a place to go hang out right there. Having a good time. Yeah, right there.
I see them in turns 1 and 2.
Look at them. It's a nice little set. That's an A+ railing.
What's the stuffed animal there on the front?
Well, Rick, there's certain things we're just going to let be. Is that a Nebraska N on the side?
It was. It was.
Oh, Rick, it would have been a rough day for Nebraska.
It was a tough day, but Buffalo's getting the advantage there.
It's unusual.
And on their way to pit road, and first to you will be Kim.
Top lap, Parker Kligerman, the first goal of the day, gets stage points. That was accomplished. P6 in that stage. Parker said he just needed help on entry. Center through off, though. The car was good. It's going to be a wedge adjustment. You see right there, air pressure, 4 tires, snuggle. Dual Cole Custer also in with a wedge adjustment. He said he needed help on the top lane, Dave.
2 stage points, hard fought for Riley Herbst. He'll get adjustments on his car, but he said, don't take too long. I'd rather have the track position. He gets Goodyear tires on all 4 quarters. So does John Hunter Nemechek. Another stage win for him. His car was not bad. Pretty close. Let's see where they come off the road.
98 and 48 are going to come off side by side again. So Kligerman's going to lose a spot. Herbst grabs a spot. Green gets a couple.
I'll be right back.
And first pit stall.
I got pee and grab a beer.
For working out for John Hunter Nemechek.
A truck is a tool.
But a Ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
You know what a melty grilled cheese sounds so good, but so does a bacony burger with creamy peppercorn ranch. And you couldn't possibly choose, cause brie don't work too good when tummy empty. Sonic Bacon Peppercorn Ranch Grilled Cheese Burger Deal for $3.99.
Trilogy for COPD.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know.
If you're tired of staring down your COPD,
It's a new dawn, it's a new day,
stop settling.
and I'm feeling good.
Start a new day with Trilogy. No once-daily COPD medicine has the power to treat COPD in as many ways as Trilogy. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trilogy makes breathing easier for a full 24 hours, improves lung function, and helps prevent future flare-ups. Trilogy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trilogy more than prescribed. Trilogy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or high pain occur. Take a stand and start a new day with Trilogy. Ask your doctor about once daily Trilogy and save at Trilogy.com.
Get all your breakfast faves like hash browns for just a few bucks. Only on the McDonald's $23 menu.
20 years ago, I escaped from you.
And then you, dear Gabrielle, kidnapped me.
The ones like me that no one else seems to be looking for. My team finds them, and we return them safely. And now, you're going to hell.
You think you're not like me?
New case. Where would you have taken her?
I expect you to be brilliant.
Found October 3rd on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Happening right now is playoff number 1 for the inaugural Super Motocross World Championship playoffs from Z-Max Dragway in Concord, North Carolina. This is across the racetrack. The second playoff will be September 16th from Chicagoland at 8 o'clock on Peacock. And then the championship, September 23rd. That's from the LA Coliseum. That will be on USA. Yesterday, Ty Gibbs went over to check out what was happening there at Z-Max and was able to hang out with his North Carolina friend, Cooper Webb. Both Monster Energy drivers. Again, that was practice yesterday, so Ty Gibbs took advantage of it. Kim.
Well, for young Sammy Smith, he's been involved in wrecks the last 6 races, so this team took this week as a complete reset. In fact, crew chief Jeff Mendering told me they talked about everything from restarts to pit stops to putting yourself in the best situation and avoiding compromising situations. It's paid off so far. They qualified in the 2nd position, Dave, finished that stage 1 in P5.
Riley Herbst grabbed a couple of stage points, and I would describe his emotions right now as slightly annoyed. Listen.
What do you need help with on the restarts? I think myself to calm down, everybody else to calm down. Just need to take a step back, I think, everybody collectively.
Calm on a restart. Let's see if that works, Rick.
I'm not sure that's a possibility here in Kansas.
All right.
Calm on a restart. We're about to find out.
Green flag.
Nemechek on the inside.
Stage 2's underway.
Stage 2 underway. Sheldon Creed out of line, trying that high line again, see if he can keep the momentum up, get a couple more positions. John Hunter Nemechek out in front of Custer. It's Allgaier. Brandon Jones in the 9 running in that 4th spot. Teammate Sheldon Creed in the 2.
Austin and his team talked about their car not
not really 100% in love with how the car drove in practice, but we've always seen this from them. They figure out a way to close these races out, finish strong. Right now, kind of battling in the backside of the top 10.
Close there for Sammy Smith and Brandon Jones.
Just Nascar trying to get around this double zero on the bottom of the racetrack. It's going to be tough to do down here in turn 1 and 2. Custer will have the momentum down the back straightaway. Justin maybe try to slow him down here. Can't do it.
This model works on newer tires. It's the shortest way around the racetrack. Everybody's going to go to the top on older tires. It's easier to make speed, but with a lot of grip in the race here. The way it is right now, you just want to run the bottom if you can.
Parker Kligerman, his 48 car battling to get into the top 5 from Brandon Jones. Seems like Parker did a good job in stage 1 to get up into that top 10, but they seem to have improved this car.
Here comes Sammy Smith again in the 18, trying to get by Cole Custer. Custer's falling back now from that second spot. Allgaier's taking it over.
You see, Custer's already committed to the top. Two guys out front are still running the bottom of the racetrack.
John Hunter Nemechek out front. It was announced earlier this week he would be driving for Legacy Motor Club in 2024. Junior, Jeff, when you guys knew that information ahead of time, how much of a relief was it to finally get it out there that you were going to race at the highest level?
Well, it's a relief, but mostly it's excitement, right? You know this information and you cannot wait to tell the world. It's not so much that it's, over your shoulder or putting pressure on you. It's something it's real to let everyone know. And so I think when you finally get to share that information, gives you a good energy, a burst of energy to move forward. Now, to your point, Rick, you can just focus on this 20 car and this team and finishing strong with them. But that's some great news that you can't wait to let everyone know about, and having to keep that secret, man, that's not fun. It's not easy to do.
The left rear's got no air in it. Copy on the loose.
It did not take long for Riley Herbst to go from, all right, let's, kind of try to be calm, to now it's so loose he can't control it.
Well, let's remind everybody. Well, what did you do? A couple things. The first stage had start, stop, start, stop, start, and stop. So that balance of the race car is going to change dramatically with those 3 or 4 cycles on the tires. Now, this set of tires right here, if you see Davin or Steve, the crew chief right there in the bottom left. Now, this one, you basically have a pit stop, 1 pace lap, we fire off and go green. So now he talks about the left rear feeling like it has no air. And that doesn't surprise me, Jeff. If you are low on air without having those cycles to build tight, it does make sense. Plus, the 98 had great long run speed, but I think they hurt too much on the short run.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. They did have great long run speed.
Caution's out.
Oh, right. Cole Custer.
Oh, Cole Custer in the wall.
Looked like he ran over something. There was something. We saw smoke fly on the right side of the car.
Well, they said caution for debris, and then he wrecked.
Yeah, it looks like the caution came out before he hit the wall, like right before he hit the wall.
Yeah, but it up into the wall in 1 and 2.
I agree, but the damage in front of the tire, to Jeff's point, I don't believe is from the wall. I believe that looks like, did debris hit it above the splitter?
I saw smoke come out of the car. I just happened to look over there, and let's go back and see what happened. Everything looks fine going down the front straightaway. Drives into turn 1.
Oh, yeah, right there. If we back that up, it looks like there's something sitting on the track.
I didn't see it.
He hits. It's way down into the corner. Something dark.
Oh, there it is, yeah. He hit something.
I don't know what that was, but everything's fine. And then whatever it is that's sitting in the racetrack,
Right there.
Oh, looks like a tire carcass.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Look at that right there. I mean, that is a huge piece of debris. I agree, Jeff. Maybe a tire carcass off another car, and then watch. He hits it, and that's the damage on the front nose. And then just like that, the 00 turns right.
Well, the caution didn't come out quick enough for Cole Custer, as debris was definitely on the racetrack there. You see it. That is a tire carcass. Kim.
And a very frustrated Cole Custer. He knew exactly what he ran over, shared his displeasure with the team on the radio. You see them right now diagnosing that right front where he caught that tire on the track. But Cole Custer not happy, said there should have been a caution thrown out for that on the racetrack.
Now, I believe the caution was thrown before the 00, like
Yeah.
simultaneously, you know, but definitely before. To Cole's point, NASCAR had put the yellow on the racetrack almost at the same time as the 00 entered turn 1. I would be frustrated as well, I understand, but, you know, it was crazy, right? Because you said yellow, Rick, and then the 00 hit the wall.
That's so frustrating as a driver because there's no way you could see it till you got to it, right? It's a black tire carcass sitting on a black asphalt. There's no way you can see it. Go back.
So this is the 51 coming in. You see it, we stop right there. You look at the right rear tires coming off that car, right? So he has a flat right rear, Jeff, going into turn 1.
Yeah. That's just unfortunate. And if you're Cole Custer, yeah, you expect NASCAR to see that. And now he's committed. There's no missing it. Had he been able to see it approaching the corner, Junior, he could have done something, but there's just no possible way he could have seen it.
It was right there.
Change his line.
We saw it go in between the 20.
Yeah, what's amazing is that those two drivers right there went around it. Unfortunate for Custer to have to be the one to come along and hit that tire carcass.
So it comes off the 51 of Jeremy Clements. The 00 of Cole Custer hits it into the wall. Caution out for the 5th time.
Trilogy for COPD.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel.
You don't have to take COPD sitting
It's a
down.
new dawn, it's a new day.
It's time to make a stand.
And I'm feeling good.
Start a new day with Trilogy. No once-daily COPD medicine has the power to treat COPD in as many ways as Trilogy. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trilogy makes breathing easier for a full 24 hours, improves lung function, and helps prevent future flare-ups. Trilogy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trilogy more than prescribed. Trilogy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or high pain occur. Take a stand and start a new day with Trilogy. Ask your doctor about once daily Trilogy and save at Trilogy.com.
Get all your faves like an order of small fries for just a few bucks. Only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Carter's. Shop, buy, sell online.
Cole Custer is done for the day.
Ready for a glimpse of the future?
Things are about to take a turn.
Got a queen in the building.
People are irrational, but can be persuaded.
We all have our secrets.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. What took you so long?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
See y'all this fall.
Coming up tomorrow on USA, it's countdown to green for the second race of the first round of playoffs. Last week, Kyle Larson was able to win at Darlington, so he won his way into the round of 12. Someone do it tomorrow. It'll be at 3 o'clock, and then wrap it up on NASCAR American Post Race Show just after the checker flags on USA and Peacock.
Well, we saw Cole Custer hit that tire carcass. Well, here's the leader, John Hunter Nemechek, in the 7 of Allgaier. I mean, I don't know if this is lucky or good, but there's the tire carcass right there. These cars split it. The 20 to the top and the 7 to the bottom. Unfortunately, for the 00, not so fortunate.
All right.
To go. It'll be 26 after the green flag flies here. And stage 2.
Green flag is back in the air.
And he's dropping back now as Kligerman's able to keep going, but the 48 has an issue.
98's in the fence. He's got a right front tire down.
98.
Riley Herbst.
Slow on the track. Josh Williams was right behind him, but yes.
Right front damage here, guys.
Smoke coming out of the right side.
Parker had a problem taking off on the restart. Stacked everybody up. Riley didn't see it. Ran into the back of him.
And it's still green, right? We're still racing, so this 98 limps his way around to pit road.
And this could be the difference right here of Herbst making the playoffs or not. No caution came out. He's on pit road, and he's going to lose a couple laps. Dave.
You can see it there. It is on the right side. They are going to just change the 2 right side tires. Remember, problems were for Kligerman last week. Problems this week for Riley Herbst. And this time the restart was a different issue for Riley, but that's been his thing all day. These restarts are not good for him. They'll check the rest of the damage on this 98. See if he can claw back again like he did at the end of stage 1.
Now they're taking the time to make sure that it's clearanced enough that the fresh tire won't just go flat when they go back out. Let's take a look at exactly what happened. You called it live, Jeff. A stack up on the outside lane. You see the 48, the third car, the white and orange car on the outside. Looks like maybe a missed shift, Jeff.
Yeah, or Sheldon got into the back of him and then caused the problem. Let's listen. I feel like he got it in gear. I feel like when he downshifted about that time, he did. Sheldon got into the back of him. Let's watch it here. See, right there. But he was, the 48 was dropping back some, but, you know, maybe he didn't get it in gear cleanly on the downshift. Very hard to tell.
So John Hunter Nemechek leads Allgaier by 3 car lengths. Riley Herbst back out on the racetrack now.
And the issue for Riley is he's 2 laps down, so it's really hard because with the limited tires in Xfinity, the leaders just don't pit them off, so you really can't even take the wave around. It's going to be a tough battle from here for the 98.
But it's still possible. Don't want to give up hope on Riley Herbst making the playoffs. Parker Kligerman right now still running his race in the 8th position. There's the top 3. John Hunter Nemechek, Allgaier. Let's ride along with Parker one more time on this restart.
Watch his hand, his right hand. See what he does with the shifter here. Like he didn't get the here. Finally was able to get it into 3rd gear and accelerate, but not quick enough to avoid what happened right there with Herbst. And that happens, Junior, when you try to get it in gear too quickly. You've lifted off the gas, and when you just before you start lifting, you start moving the handle forward, and it just cannot fall into gear. It's just rushing that shift.
Interested to see if they've already talked to Parker yet, if anything has been relayed Patrick Donahue, I know, is on top of, where everybody's running.
Yeah, just have to be very careful, because remember, now the 98 has fresher tires. Can he get at least back to only one lap down with the remaining 19 laps of this stage? That'll be important. The other thing is the fourth place car is Brandon Jones. The must-win car, or there are a few, but he's the one we thought had the best chance. He has shown up with a reasonable speed, 1 or 2 adjustments, and he perhaps could have winning speed. Dave.
And see, if you think back to what the summer's been like for Riley Herbst, there was a time when he was not at all in trouble for making the playoffs, but that black 98 car went through a series of issues, some mechanical, some on track. In fact, they replaced the car chief after the disaster at Daytona where he had a mechanical issue on lap 1. So they've overcome a lot. Like you said, very tough with the way this Xfinity Series racing works to get back from 2 laps down. Now it's up to Riley to keep his head in the game, just do what he can on track.
Let's listen in to the 48 radio. What kind of messages have been relayed?
So there's some information about the 98, but how crazy is it that the 48 has the issue and the 98 is the car that runs into him? I mean, it's just, you can't write a story that bad.
Yeah, this has been a heck of a battle going on for the last several laps. I've been watching it. Jim Burton in the 27, racing his teammate in the 31.
Caution. Oh. Brandon Jones on the grass.
Now he's in the grass. Spud coming off of turn 4.
Don't see really any damage to the right side of the car. Looks like he got up, turn 4 got loose, the car come around down the front straightaway. Really lucky going through the grass without any damage to the splitter.
6 cautions already. 16 laps still to go in stage 2.
Yeah, just pushing really hard, trying to find some speed, and just asking a little bit too much out of the car, and around it goes. This is the part you get nervous about when that front splitter hits the grass. But it looks like it rolled over top of it pretty good. Not much damage, if any.
Big challenge for the 9 now is if there's no damage, what do you do about tires? Only 4 sets in the pits. So it'd be shocking if they feel like they can stay on this set with 15 laps to go on the stage, but you really have to consider trying it. Because you don't, if you put a set of stickers on now, you're going to be a set behind the cars you're going to be racing for the win.
Yeah, something else here, Steve, that happens is that Jeremy Clemens was a 1 lap down. He'll get his lap back. That'll put only one other person a lap down. So if you could give another quick caution, that could help Riley start getting his laps back, Kelly.
And Brandon Jones may be getting away with not a lot of damage on that incident. The interesting thing is, when I talked to Brandon this morning, he felt like this was a place you could get aggressive without too much risk. Not the case here, as we saw him go spinning after snapping loose.
Service done to the 9. They'll get him back out. Pit road was closed when he came, but obviously by spinning, he's going to start at the back of the pack anyway.
Yeah, the leaders, they would love to have tires, but it just goes back to the tire limit. They can't put an extra set on here, so you just have to kind of ride this set of tires to the end of the stage.
Cole Custer now out of the infield care center, standing by with Kim.
Yeah, that's right, Rick. After he hit a tire carcass, could anything have been done differently in that situation?
I don't know. I don't want to put blame on anybody. I don't know if it's just dumb luck or if I should be mad at NASCAR. I don't know how long it was sitting out there, but it just sucks, Like, I was committed into the corner to try and I was going to carry a bunch of speed in there, wash up into the corner, and that tire was sitting right where I was washing up into, so it just sucks. I saw it, two car lengths before I was into it, and it just was too late. I couldn't miss it. So we had a fast car though. Our guys have been working all year trying to find that little bit of speed that we need. And I think we had it today. Just needed to balance a little bit better. But I think we're gonna have some really good fight coming into the playoffs here. I'm really happy with these Haas Animation Ford Mustangs, and hopefully give them a good run at it.
So the good news is the playoffs don't start till next week, but the bad news may be a momentum killer. How do you reset and refocus for Bristol?
I mean, honestly, I'll see this as a momentum gain. I mean, I think this has been one of our best 1.5-mile races this year, where I feel like we could have competed for a win. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a good playoff run here.
Great perspective from Cole Custer, despite the result here today at Kansas.
Custer, his weekend's not done. He's double duty. He's going to run in the Cup Series race tomorrow. So, unfortunate ending to the regular season for Cole Custer, though. Sunday Night Football on NBC and Peacock. Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys visiting Barkley and the New York Giants. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with Football Night in America. You got a favorite there? I know you're not a Giants fan. The Cowboys, though?
You can't cheer for either of them, Rick. I mean, as a Patriots fan, I think they take your card away if you cheer for... You can't cheer for the Giants, for sure. And 98's going to use this opportunity to work on the right front fender. I like this decision, right? They're on the right. They're 2 laps down. You know, so... Put some fuel in the car. Let's talk about the pathway back. There's 1 car in front of him, 1 lap down. He's 2 laps down. If we got another quick yellow, that car will get a free pass. And now Herbst will be next up at the stage end. If we don't get a yellow, then it's gambling, but that's what the 98's going to have to do. He can stay out at the end of the stage, take the wave round. Everybody's going to pit. So this is those times, you know, we talk a lot about crew chiefing a car to win. And adjustments, 2 tires, 4 tires, how to make your car better. But the amount of studying these crews have to do to understand these situations sometimes are even more complicated. How do you put the puzzle together from here to get back onto the lead lap?
So while that crew is working on the 98, Dave, let's talk a little bit about the 27 of Jeff Burton.
He's having a good day right now, running 12th. We showed that battle earlier with him and his teammate Parker Retzlaff. He's got an interested bystander today as well. You know, his dad, Ward Burton, started the Ward Burton Wildlife Foundation to do a lot of different things with conservation, and they also do veterans causes. And I want to introduce you to Tim Story, who served our country in the the National Guard, right? Yep. And the cool thing that Ward's foundation did this week was they made a match with an emotional dog. What do we call those, Tim? I'm sorry? An emotional companion? An emotional support animal. Support animal, yeah, I couldn't get the words out. And that is Liberty. So Liberty and Tim met everybody earlier today, and they've spent their time together this first week. And after today, she will go home with Tim to support him at his home. So, first of all, thanks for serving our country. How are you enjoying your time here in Kansas?
It's unbelievable. It's a dream come true. I'm so blessed to be here, and I got to thank Jeb and the Ward Burton Wildlife Foundation. They've done just an incredible job, you know, rolling out the red carpet, and it's just, I'm beyond words. I'm speechless, really.
What do you think of Liberty?
She's a beautiful, she's 11-month-old golden retriever, and she's just a wonderful companion.
She's going to be there for Tim as he works his life post-serving our country, Rick. A really great cause, and we appreciate Ward's foundation helping him out with that.
Tim and Liberty, great combination there. So, yep, thanks, Ward Burton Foundation. And a little bit of a moment for Jeff Burton.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. These cars racing hard over the last several laps. 39 is going to get up here, and they're just going to have some contact, and more contact right there. That's when I thought the 27 was going to get spun around. They got to racing each other again several laps later, no contact. I'm sure Jeb wasn't real happy with that, but kept us cool when they got side by side later on, a few laps later.
That battle back from 15th through 22nd, it is fierce, it's intense.
Well, Jeff, 15th through 22nd, how about 1 through 30? I mean, on these restarts, you just never know where it's going to fan out, be 3, 4 wide. Maybe somebody misses a shift. Restart happening again. It'll be 11 laps to go on stage 2.
It's on old tires. This restart can be tough for everybody. On the bottom of the racetrack, we're going to be 3 wide.
Jesus.
Down in the corner.
Austin Hill on the bottom of the 21. You see the 7 of Allgaier trying to work that higher line. He's in 3rd now. Very close, though, for 4th.
They'd have been stuck in the middle right there.
Down to the apron. 21 and 7, fighting for position. That's for 3rd. Sammy Smith running 2nd. Josh Berry in the 8th. With the momentum now. He gets a back bumper of the 7th.
Josh Berry's had a good comeback, struggled early in the race. We saw him get really loose, stack everybody up. Now he's got his car much better, racing his teammate 3rd, Dave.
Burton, they went to work on it. At its worst, he was 15th and fallen way back into the clutches of the middle of the pack. But they went to work on it. At one point, it was insanely tight. Then it got just a little bit free, and now you can see what he's doing, trying to run down his teammate here for third.
That's a lift a little bit right there. Got a little tight on the corner exit.
This is the kind of track Josh Berry's been really good on these mile-and-a-halves. Places to get slick. Tires go away really quickly. That's where you've seen him excel. See that great run he got off turn 4.
To the inside here. It'll be tough to make the pass on the bottom. Justin's going to take the top here. Be really comfortable. The 8 sliding around on the bottom. He's going to lose the spot.
Tried to side track him there to pull the 7 back. It didn't work. Now he goes back to work trying to get beside it. Here comes the 48 of Parker Kligerman. Kligerman's going to go by Moffitt.
Yeah, Moffitt doing a good job at that 25. And then right behind him, the 11 of Kraus. We don't see him running a lot of Xfinity races. He's doing a good job as well, racing at 9th underneath Moffitt.
Moffitt in the 25, Derek Kraus in the 11.
See, Derek just drove straight to the bottom of the racetrack. Moffitt's going to get a run on corner exit. What's he going to do with it? Jumps to the inside. Kraus going to try to slow him down into the corner. Just barely got him slowed down enough to stay on his right side. Now he's got the preferred spot coming off turn 4.
Derek Kraus, 22 years old now. He was the youngest driver to win in the ARCA Midwest Tour back in 2016. Kim, what about Moffitt?
He was the most confident this morning when I talked to him that he's been all year before a race. He said this success here gives him the confidence boost that he otherwise wouldn't have. Right now, the car rolls over the right rear just a little bit too much. Feels like it's a little on the splitter. Otherwise, has really good outright speed for Moffitt, who runs in the 9th position.
And now he'll be under attack again from the 16 of Chandler Smith. Chandler's 13 laps down to the field, had an issue earlier, was in the garage.
Great battle right here. That's the 19 of Joe Graff Jr. in that black car with the red numbers. 27, Jeb Burton. 43 in the 26, Cass Gralla in the 26 on the inside. The 43 is Ryan Ellis on the outside. Look at, I mean, there is no space.
Top, outside, outside, no hold, outside, no hold.
Look how tight this is. It's like a hornet's nest. Ryan Sieg trying to figure out a way. Can't get by Gralla. Burton running that high line, then Ellis behind him.
This is tight off of 2. Jam looks like his car just is not getting to the corner exit very well. Kind of stacks everybody up. Rolls the middle okay. But on corner exit, he's got to get out of the throttle.
Gralla side drafting Ryan Ellis. See if he'll be able to complete the pass. He does, getting into 1.
There's coming to bumper here.
Moffitt running 9th. Retzloff is 10th. Joe Graff Jr. 11th. Gralla, Ellis, Sieg, Burton, and Williams. All the way from 12th to 16th. That's the 92 of Josh Williams coming into the picture. Under 2 laps to go. John Hunter Nemechek trying to sweep the stages. Get another playoff point. Put himself in position for another win, possibly. John Hunter already the winningest driver in the Xfinity Series with 5 wins on the season. One more time around for stage 2.
All right. Final lap of stage 2 here. John Hunter Nemechek doing the thing. Driving the car.
Sammy Smith in second, another Jokins Racing entry, so the Toyotas definitely have a really good pace right behind.
Just coming around.
Both out of Junior Motorsports, and then 2 RCR
driving the car to the win in stage 2 at Kansas. John Hunter Nemechek.
last week in the race in Darlington. We'll see if he can improve 2 spots on that. Marker Clearman was able to grab some more stage points with his 7th place finish. It was not easy for quite a few. Stage 2, a little rough, but no problems for John Hunter Nemechek winning stage 2.
Around here, we like to keep things simple and honest.
Sure do. That's why at Progressive we show you rates from other companies, even if they're lower than ours, so you can choose what's best for your family.
Comparing rates used to be a hard day's work, but not with AutoQuote Explorer.
Need me to help again?
No.
So join us and taste why Progressive is the name people trust. Sorry, are we talking about apples now or insurance? Why is that funny?
We've never been good at keeping secrets. Like how Sonic's new Bacon Peppercorn Ranch Grilled Cheeseburger with small fries or tots is just $3.99. Oops. Burger's out the bag. Sonic Bacon Peppercorn Ranch Grilled Cheeseburger deal for $3.99.
Planning to move? Join the 6 million families who discovered a smarter, more flexible way to move with Pods. Save up to 30% now for a limited time, whether you're moving across town or across the country. Save up to 30% at pods.com today.
Looks like you got a corner office. Lucky.
Be part of something greater.
At PNC Bank, you can find us in big cities and small towns across the U.S., where our focus is to always support the people who live and work there, because you call these communities home, and we do too. PNC Bank.
Need to get your windshield fixed? SafeLife makes it easy. You can schedule in just a few clicks, and we'll come to you with a replacement you can trust.
It's great.
That service on your time. Schedule now.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
It's saucy. Applebee's all-you-can-eat boneless wings, just $12.99.
In the Nascar Xfinity Series playoffs, names are made here. And here. And definitely here. But with the championship on the line, your name can only take you so far. A will to win, a hunger for speed, and a whole lot of attitude. That's how to see your name in bright lights. The NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs.
Getting ready for pit stops after stage 2 is complete. You're watching the NASCAR Xfinity Series Kansas Lottery 300. Pit stops will be coming here and putting emphasis on these crew members. Again, 5 on, 5 off.
Sounds so simple, right?
Yeah.
5 lug nuts on either side, just nice and easy, kind of.
John Hunter Nemechek running the field, pit road, and they'll start peeling off quickly, Kim.
Great day for Sammy Smith. Top left said it started off neutral but built free. Otherwise, really likes the car. Thinks it's going to be good on the long run. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, no good fuel. Slight adjustment there as you see the the chassis adjustment on the 18. That just to give more rear stability. Also needing rear stability. Parker Clearman said it was better that run. Sliding the rears need more stability there. Turns good though. 4 fresh tires, adjustment and fuel.
Goodyear tires for stage sweeper John Hunter Nemechek as well. That may be the only adjustment. He said it's pretty good. I'd be happy staying again and not making any. As for the 7 adjustment on guard, his car was very loose. Air pressure adjustment to try to correct that.
No position changes. Top 2, but Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed both grab 2 spots as Allgaier drops 2. Derek Kraus in the 11, gaining a couple spots also. So as the Xfinity drivers coming off of pit road, you know, tomorrow, the Cup Series, it's race 2 of the first round of the playoffs right here in Kansas.
Larson's in the fence. Hamlin will make the move. Larson will
right, Denny Hamlin. So proud of you, Denny.
That was in May when Denny Hamlin got into the back of the 5 just a bit, and Larson into the wall. Hamlin goes on to win. What will happen in the playoffs? Make sure to join us on USA at 2:30 for countdown to green, 3 o'clock for the racing. And then just after the checkered flag flies on both USA and Peacock for post-race coverage. Kyle Larson won a week ago, so he is on to the round of 12. Take a look at the points, though. The bottom 4 after Bristol will get eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a great battle. A little bit of news. William Byron had a part failure in practice, and we were told that that was an unapproved adjustment, but NASCAR has, since they met with the team, has determined it was not an unapproved adjustment because it wasn't a team problem. It was a part problem, so they will keep their starting position.
I know in the past, Steve, they deem things safety. Like, sometimes they would see something with a crack in it. They safety, is that not the case?
I don't think this is a safety issue. I think this is basically a part provided that their only option that they have to run. So I think they're saying, hey, the team couldn't do anything about it. They don't want to penalize them. But as you see in the standings back here in the Xfinity Series, a new leader, the 9 of Jones, we saw him spin. They had to come down and do some damage. So he rode around a couple seconds off the pace on purpose to save tires. So he's on a little older tire, but he's now the leader of the race. Riley Herbst taking the wave around. Why does that matter? Well, it puts him 1 lap down. Now if we see a yellow, he can get back on the lead lap. So a lot of the storylines around the playoff field in Xfinity, you would think would start to clear up, but here we are through 2 stages, and I'm not sure they're really any clearer.
A little bit of a close call on pit road for Parker Kligerman.
Well, Derek Kraus, he leaves his pit stall and comes right out in front of Kligerman. And I think Parker made a great decision right there. We heard him lift. He's like, hey, I got to avoid this incident. I cannot afford contact. Parker's done a great job today on restarts, driving this race car. He's got points in every stage, but that was a great decision to give that spot up, not to damage his race car.
All right, guys, let's have a look at the keys to victory lane brought to you by Ruoff Mortgage.
Restarts, you know that there's going to be pretty intense restarts in this final stage. 3 and 4 and maybe 5 wide as this racetrack is. And a lot happened, and a lot of contact. Trying to get through that clean, but also maintain or gain some ground.
Understand your surroundings. We just saw it right there with Parker Kligerman. Understand the situation you're in and react accordingly. That's going to be the difference between making these playoffs and not.
And the leaders all have 2 sets of fresh tires. You only really need to pit once if it goes green, but if there are yellows, win. Rick, win is the magic yellow flag stop to put on those extra set of tires. That could determine the winner.
So we know with 105 to go, it's going to be 104 when we get the restart. They will have to come to pit road one more time.
And I'm really fascinated to see how fast this 9 car is. Like I said, he definitely has some laps on his tires, so he probably won't be able to hold up a fight to the 20 and the 18 and the 21. But how far does he fall? If he can cycle somewhere inside the top 10, that would reset really the day for the 9 who was spinning through the grass just a little while ago.
Brandon Jones on the outside, John Hunter Nemechek. Winner of stage 1.
All right, back green.
Stage 3 underway.
They just shoved Brandon Jones out of the way. The Senate got into the back of the 21 and just pushed him out of the way. A little bit older car didn't get as good of a restart.
Johnny Berry coming up on his inside as well.
Oh, there goes Justin Allgaier. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh.
And that's the caution that Riley Herbst needed. That's going to put him back in the lead lap.
Riley Herbst was the highest scored lap down car, which, as long as he doesn't bring the caution out, he receives the free pass.
Great work by the 98, making the best of the situation. Damage on a restart earlier, nothing they could do. Davin Restivo, the engineers on this 98, strategize a way to get back on the lead lap. The opposite for the 7. Pole center, great speed, gets caught up in a wreck. The 18 of Sammy Smith, tons of damage.
Yeah, the This team talked about needing to avoid these bad finishes, these incidences. That's the 7th straight race with an accident for Sammy Smith.
See if we can figure out how all this happened down the back straightaway. And 18 just kind of jumps out of the throttle there, 3-wide situation. So coming off turn 2 right here, they get 3 wide. 18 in the middle, 7 on the outside. Sammy just kind of lifts really hard. You know, entering that corner, I don't know if Josh Berry was ready or understanding that he was going to do that.
Yeah, 3 wide right here. Josh Berry came. Oh yeah. There was contact getting into the corner.
2-car.
And that's why Sammy Smith checked up a little bit. That contact. Here it goes. Right along Parker Kligerman. Yeah, that's where it started.
In slow motion, it just looks so simple, but now at real speed, heading down the backstretch, the contact from the 2 of the 8 and the 18 checks him up. Look at the difference. I mean, it happens so quickly. I'm with you, Dale. Initially, I thought, you know, the 18 said, hey, I just don't want to be 3 wide. I'm going to get out of gas a little bit. And then we see it's really the 2 kind of trying to...
JRM implosion, yeah.
Yeah, they all just kind of converge right here. I'm not sure that... I think you called it right. I think that they were expecting the 2 to turn a little bit sooner than he did. That contact getting into the corner started this whole stuff. There's Parker Kligerman sliding right by.
One playoff spot out there to grab.
It's a great shot of it right here. See, the 2, he just doesn't turn. He just keeps going straight like he wants to, like you said, Steve, arc the corner. Enter the corner as high as possible, and everyone was expecting him to turn, and he didn't. Let's listen to him.
Right. I didn't move, right? He just turned down early, right? Yeah, you're good. Nothing we could do different.
So, I would disagree with that statement. I don't think it was on purpose, but I do believe with that head-on shot coming at you, in a 3-wide situation, Creed was more like the middle of the racetrack. You know what I mean, Jeff? Like, he's turning in like he's going to run the middle, or at least a groove off the bottom. And 3 wide, I think the other 2 expected him to run the bottom. I don't think, you know, it's an egregious mistake, but the other 2 definitely clearly thought he was turning lower.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Working on the back of the 7. Dave, coming to you again.
So the left front, I believe they talked about cutting a splitter bar so that they could pull it up manually and get the splitter off on the left front. They do have to replace that bumper cover on the back, one of the required parts. So they have named the personnel, they have named the tasks, and Jim Pullman looks on from above the box there as they try to direct Justin Allgaier's repairs here, see what he can make out of the day.
And I would coach them through this if I'm Jim Pullman, even if there's nothing to gain, because we talk a lot about prepping for the playoffs and practice. Well, this is great real-time situation for this crew to be ready to make a repair like this, because in the playoffs, this could be the 1 point that advances you out of a round.
Peaches, Jaden.
Jaden
the Sir.
The issue is, when you take that rear bumper off, as crazy as this sounds,
Jaden the Sir.
Dynamically, like way better. So there was a time, hard to believe, the crew chiefs didn't secure them as well as they should, and they kind of blew off on their own.
Sure they did.
Nascar has now said, hey, at these big high-speed tracks, don't play any games because you're gonna have to put it back on.
So they'll work on that for Allgaier.
I expect the 98 probably will come down pit road when he's allowed. I think he's going to be rewarded the free pass. So he's waiting to drive past the pace car. So he has to actually unlap himself and then come to pit road.
So we have just crossed halfway. John Hunter Nemechek leads at halfway. John Hunter Nemechek has led 54 laps.
Because it's required. The 98 has to repair that right front fender, but they can't put like new fenders on because it's not a required part. The 9 of Brandon Jones back on pit road, Kim.
Yeah, that's right. Got a piece of that incident between Sheldon Creed and Sammy Smith, as well as others. Just can't catch a break. Doesn't look like devastating damage. We'll get back on the race car, but
how's the race been? It's been good. There's been a lot of wrecks.
He's running out of the tires quickly.
A lot of cautions.
Put you so far behind.
There's already 8 cautions.
So now the
We
98
just are now at halfway.
They'll probably get caught up to the field because they'll continue to try to work on that fender. They're not racing anyone because they're the free pass. They'll have to line up tail end, last car basically on the racetrack. But he's on the lead lap, which means he can keep gaining points. That's the big difference. So now, Parker Kligerman running in fifth, doing a great job. He just needs to be aware that an issue here, you know, points are available for the 98.
So the one thing that Parker Kligerman has going for him is he was able to gain some more points in the second stage as far as stage points. So for the day, he earned 9 points through the stages. And with the issues that the 98 had, right now where they're running, both of them on the racetrack, they're separated by 29 points.
Video board at NC State went out because of a lightning strike. Yeah, I saw that. How do they go about fixing that? How do they go? How do they fix that?
As many points as he can to get him set to.
They need the power of Christ. That's what they need.
Rick, if you ever wondered why you keep your driver's head in the game, it's for instances like this. 2 laps down, not a lot of opportunities to get those laps back. He has gotten them back now, and so the 24-year-old, who can be feisty at times, has been calmed down. He has a fast race car, and now he's got to see what he can do with it toward the end of this race. They'll change the 4 Goodyear tires here, a little adjustment to the chassis as well.
Sometimes the rough day you've had, Rick, actually take the nerves off. Now you're not expected to be in it.
Now he's going to go after it. After this, the 8th caution came out.
Hey Dad, I got an A in my book report, and I scored a goal on Ashley.
That's cool. And I went for a walk in the woods, and I didn't get a single flea or tick on me. You are just the best. Probably because of that flea and tick medicine you've been ordering from Chewy.
We are very proud of you.
You never stop surprising us, Bailey. Right? I'm great.
You are great.
I wonder if Bailey's ever done a book report.
Be nice to your sister. What flea bit him?
Pets aren't just pets. They're more. This flea and tick season, trust America's #1 pet pharmacy, Chewy.
If you've ever wished you could take buffalo chicken dip wherever you go, today's your lucky day, because Sonic stuffed it in a crispy portable bite. Now wish for something else, like more hands to hold your bites. Sonic $2.99 buffalo chicken dip bites.
Cracked windshield on your new car? You don't have to take it to the dealer. Bring it to SafeLight. We do more replacements and recalibrations than anyone else. Schedule now.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
Time to meet your team.
Who wants to race?
Be part of something greater.
So it's decided. We'll park even deeper into parking spaces so people think they're open.
Surprise!
Can't hear you, Jerry.
All right. Yeah, can we get a system where when someone's bike is in the shop, then we could borrow someone else's?
No. Or you can get a quote with America's #1 motorcycle insurer and maybe save some money while you're at it.
All in favor of that.
There's a lot of buttons and knobs in here.
I want some more. What are you waiting for? Come out of my heart tonight. Oh, I want some more.
You'll have to see it to believe it. Whoever said that must have been talking about Talladega. It's a place where chaos mixes with speed. Where town turns into a city. And the playoffs weekend becomes a lifetime of memories. It's a tradition like no other. And a track like no other. And after it's all over, you still won't believe it ever happened. Get your tickets now at Talladega.
Talladega, it's gonna be fun. Green flag.
Austin Hill on the inside of the 21. John Hunter Nemechek in the 20 on the outside. Josh Berry now fighting on the inside for that 3rd spot, but Sheldon Creed looking for his first ever Xfinity Series win, now fighting for 2nd.
There's still 97 to go in the race, Rick. I know it's 2 stages, but this last stage, very long.
Sheldon Creed up to 2nd now. And look at Parker Kligerman in the 48, fighting for the top 5.
I know Parker Darlington also.
Yeah, the whole top 15. We've got a lot of unfamiliar names in it. Jet Burton there in 9th. Ellis, Gralla, Sieg, Moffitt, Joe Graff Jr., Massey, Williams, all looking to have great finishes today. A lot of attrition, a lot of mistakes, a lot of cars crashed out of the top 10. 8 cautions before halfway today. That's the most ever in Kansas. Moffitt, Gralla, Jet Burton 3 wide here for a moment.
I feel like Jeff Burton's been 3 wide for half the race, Dale. As every time I look up.
He's struggling, but he's running the top, which is the kind of preferred line. Makes it a little bit difficult for these other cars to get around him.
Gralla's got the 10th spot. Now 9th as he took it away from Burton. There comes the 8 of Josh Berry. Will he be able to slide up? No, he's not going to be able to clear the 2 of Creed.
Trying to slow him down a little bit now. Down the back straight with his side draft, can't do it. It's a little bit lower, just a little offset to the left to keep some air on the nose of that Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. Back alongside Creed, side by side down the front straightaway.
Now he's got enough momentum. Now he can overdrive the entry and just slide up in front of Creed, which he doesn't even have to do it. He cleared it on the straight. Now, let's see if Josh Berry's got enough speed to go take the fight to Nemechek.
This is the Josh Berry I've been waiting to see. This is the one we saw last year. They got to get it figured out at the right time, heading into the playoffs, going cup racing next year. We talk a lot about John Hunter. Let's not forget Josh Berry announced it a few months ago that he's going to take over the 4 for Kevin Harvick. I know he wants to name a champion. This is what we expect to see out of the driver of the 8.
The fastest car on the racetrack that lap, a couple tenths faster than John Hunter.
25 of Moffitt able to clear the 27 of Burton. And let's go back to Kim Kuhn, who's with Sammy Smith.
Sammy Smith out of the race early. We heard the frustration on the radio with the 2. What happened?
Yeah, it's just uncalled for. He kind of came up there, and once he came up, the 8 hit me as well. So I was kind of just along for the ride there. I tried to have a good restart, felt like I did, and just got put tight on my door there, getting into 1, and got free, and then got put on the other 3. But thanks to everybody at JGR, TMC for being on the car this weekend. Had a really fast car, and it sucks. We gotta keep digging, and we'll have a good start to the playoffs.
Keep digging. And he's going to start looking forward to the playoffs, which will begin next week.
Yeah, the car that's flying right now, Brandon Jones, he's picked up 12 spots on this restart. We saw him spinning through the grass a little bit ago. The team's done a nice job putting tires back on the car, getting him back some track position. They kicked out good speed right now.
Came out pit road in lap 100 and put another set of tires on. So he's got a little bit newer tires, 6 or 7 laps better. But they're at a big disadvantage because they're behind on tires at least a set. And so as we get more yellows, they're not able to put new tires on this car. The rest of the field is. That's when it's going to be trouble, more difficult for this team.
And that's what it comes down to. Remember, 4 sets of tires in your pits to run this race. You put 1 on after stage 1, 1 on after stage 2. The leaders have 2 left. As Dale just pointed out, we think the 9 probably has 1 left. The way they've cycled through, probably used up some scuffs. We'll get an update as we go. So they're hoping for a green flag right there. They want it to be an obvious time to put the last set of tires on, and then not have a lot of yellows towards the finish where the leaders can then put another set.
John Hunter Nemechek maybe has an issue as we were listening to the radio. How do they check, Steve?
Well, I just wanted to answer that question. Vibrations here? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, for as long as I can remember, with this tire, right, not the new thin sidewall cup tire, but with this tire in the trucks, cup, and Xfinity, for the last decade, we've always had tires that shook. They'd be an odd set every now and then. They would shake, and a lot of guys come down pit road thinking they got a loose wheel and find out that they don't.
And Dale, I like the fact, though, that you know that information, and I'm happy if you ask me to check. So what do I check? First thing we do is we check the videos. All the tire changers wear cameras. You can see how well they hit all 5 lug nuts. You see these pink lines painted on the socket. Well, when the lug nut's tight, you can see the line stop. The other thing is they measure the actual air pressure to the gun, and you can see the variation in air pressure on each of the 5 lug nuts. And you can say, okay, at least 4 are tight or 3 are tight, and you can have some more confidence.
It feels exactly like a loose wheel, and so that's the only concern for the driver. It doesn't feel slightly unique, but for whatever reason, this tire has always shook at this racetrack. And if you've got 4 sets, odds of you getting a set that's going to shake is low, but it does happen to quite a few cars in the field.
As we're focusing on John Hunter Nemechek, let's take a look at the Toyota driver update. And already he's going to add to this number, but laps led for John Hunter Nemechek goes up to 69 now. 69 of the 115 laps that have been run, the 20 has been out front.
This battle for the final playoff spot is for sure not locked up. You mentioned it, Parker Kligerman, 9 points in the stages is really impressive. These two teams, the 98 and the 48, we don't see a lot of stage points, so that was a big effort from the 48. But the effort's been matched by the 98 with resiliency. Remember, they had the issue, they damaged to the right front, they've got a couple laps back, and here they are, 15th and running on the fence. This is the drive Herbst needs to put in if he wants to have a chance. I mean, the math is simple. You can figure out where they started and what they've earned. The 98 needs to beat the 48 by 7 spots. He needs 6 spots would tie him, but unfortunately, the 48 has the tiebreaker, so he needs to beat him by 7 spots. So if you're Parker, you're on top 7, you know he can't beat you by that.
That's right. Dave.
Working his way by the 19 of Joe Graff, who's having a good run. That was for 13th place. And surviving the restart, that was a big deal for the 98 because he was 3 wide, 2 wide. He was working his way back through cars that were much slower. And on those restarts, even if you're not fighting cars that are fighting for the lead with you, that could get really messy. And it did not. Riley made it through. The car is as clean as it was with that right front fender damage. And he's working his way forward.
The key for Riley here is to get as many spots as he can and then have a restart, have a good pit stop, and then force Parker Kligerman and that team to have to press. You don't want to put them in a position where Parker can be smooth and calm on the restart, because we've seen what can happen on restarts. But if you put Parker in a position where he can be conservative and not have to pay the price for it, Parker's too smart of a race car driver to get himself in trouble. So you've got to have enough speed to put the pressure on this team to make them have to do something.
So again, we focused a lot on the 48 and 98. Let's talk about a few names maybe that we don't talk about much. And I'm going to start with Derek Kraus, who's running in the 6th position. You know, he, like a lot of other drivers, began his racing career in go-karts and bandoleros, winning the GSR Kartway Championship back in 2012 and 13. This is just his 5th start in the Xfinity Series this year. His career best was back at Martinsville, where he finished 8th, so running well in the top 6 here.
Right, another driver having a very great run, the 31 of Parker Rutzlaff. He drives for Jordan Anderson Racing. His best mile-and-a-half finish so far was a 6th at Charlotte. He's currently running, well, he was 7th, now 8th, as the 9 of Jones has got past him. This 20-year-old, I think, has a ton of potential upside. When you talk about the team owner, he's super excited to have him in the car, working really hard to get him re-signed for next year.
Yeah, Brandon Jones in that bright yellow car, a move over to Junior Motorsports this year. A lot of anticipation and excitement. It just hasn't worked out for them. They haven't caught any breaks at all. When they had speed, they got in wrecks, most of them not of their doing. I know they want to get this win and move themselves into playoffs, but if they can't, they can use the rest of this year to build for next year.
Kaz Crowley, the 26 car, finished 13th in Kansas in 2020 in his only start here. He's got a new sponsor this year, this Island Lager. Been big to support Kaz this year and give him an opportunity to have more starts in this series, and he's making the most of it. The young team that he races for, he's trying his hardest over the last several years to find a full-time ride. Finally, in some good equipment, putting a great run in here today.
Just behind him, the highest running Ford right now is Brett Moffitt in the 10th position. He's got a career best finish in the Xfinity Series of 6th here at Kansas, but his biggest accolades have come back in 2018 when he was a Truck Series champion. So has made the move to the Xfinity Series running full-time here.
Well, right behind Brett Moffitt is the 98 of Herbst. We have documented the issues he's had today. Came back from 2 laps down. But to take a little closer look at the driver himself, right? The 24-year-old out of Las Vegas. He has spent quite a bit of time in the Xfinity Series, 134 starts. I believe that's why when we talk about playoffs, he keeps saying, I want to win. Still looking for his first career win. This may not be a winning performance today, but if he can drive back up and make his way into the playoffs, it's going to feel like that. Maybe the momentum he needs to carry on into the playoffs.
And Steve, as we talk about the playoffs, the 19 of Joe Graf Jr. is a playoff-eligible driver. Right? He's back in 13th position, and he drives the Joe Gibbs Racing 19. He's been in the series all season long, racing for RSS Racing as well. Radioed his team the last time down that it was the best it had ever been. Just a tick loose for Graf.
Take a little tighter look at a few of the drivers out on the track. John Hunter Nemechek out in front. 76 laps remaining.
It's official. Caleb Williams is transferring.
My man.
To Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
Everybody say nacho!
It's melty, it's crunchy, and it's queso. Easiest choice I've ever made. Of course, it's not the only one transfer.
Hey, still got room for 2 quarterbacks.
Sorry, and who are you?
Matt Liner, quarterback, national champion.
Afraid that doesn't ring a bell.
For the full nacho experience from all 4 sides.
Squares the beef.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger. At PNC Bank, you can find us in big cities and small towns across the U.S., where our focus is to always support the people who live and work there. Because you call these communities home, and we do too. PNC Bank.
Planning to move? Join the 6 million families who discovered a smarter, more flexible way to move with Pods. Save up to 30% now for a limited time, whether you're moving across town or across the country.
Sammy boy, JD boy.
Pods.com today.
It was me the whole time.
Well done, ma'am.
What did I do exactly?
With Snapshot from Progressive, you get a
How's it going, Sammy boy? It's going good, JD boy. How you doing? Oh shit, Riley Herbst got damage.
The biggest one they had.
Okay, thanks.
Have a good one.
Nice footwork. Man, you're lucky. Watching live sports never used to be this easy. Now you can stream all your games like it's nothing.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about.
You're good so far?
Running up and down that field looks tough. It's a pitch.
Get way more into what you're
Maybe
into
later
when you stream
tonight,
on the
JD
Xfinity
boy.
10G network.
No. Not like right after the
Riley
race.
Herbst at Kansas Speedway, the makeshift fender that is the right front had come apart. He had to come to pit road before it got worse. He's waiting now to see if there's any damage.
Okay, Sammy boy. Okay, JD boy.
Lapping around, the crew going back in there, making sure he can get back out there, but now back laps down after he gotten back on the lead lap. It was charging forward.
Well, laps down, and now at the top of the screen, you see the 48 of Parker Kligerman. I think the task in front of him is very, very clear, right? Finish somewhere on the lead lap, somewhere inside the top 10 or 15 will probably do what you need to do, assuming we don't have that winner. And the 9 of Jones is up to 7th with a ton of pace. I know he's behind a set of tires, but if you're the 48, the best that you can do is be faster than the 9 and try to hold him up, not let him just clear through as he's driving up through the field.
So make that 48 pretty wide.
Well, not wide enough to get wrecked, but wide enough that, you don't want him to just drive through nice and clean. You want to at least put a fight up.
Parker Kligerman's driven a great race today. He's done everything he's needed to do. Great on restarts. He got track position, put Riley in a position where he had to push harder than he wanted to multiple times. They've just been calm, cool, collected, executed. That execution's been the strength of this team over the last 2 months. And right now, that is enough to get this thing done to make the playoffs.
Parker's story is interesting, too, in the fact that he ran truck races, he's had wins there, has been a broadcaster for a couple years now. But last year, he got the nod. They said, we want you to run full-time in the Xfinity Series for this 48 team. He said, I'm going to do it. I'm running full-time, but I will still work on Sundays on the broadcast team.
The other thing I think this 48 team did that was really wise is they were able to put together their deal for next year in the middle of this battle. And I know people are, hey, what does next year matter? Well, anyone, when you have career concerns, job concerns, they have to be distracting. Race car drivers, most of them in this series are year to year. The fact that Parker knew he was coming back, I think, really allowed him to focus on this task at hand. So that was well done by everyone really at the 48 team.
People have been wanting to see Parker in a full-time ride that was decent because they felt like that he was somewhat overachieving and very dependable in his truck series opportunities, as limited as they were over the last several years. And finally got a full-time ride. But the other thing I like right now, I know that they're trying to finish this race out, get themselves into the playoffs, but the speed they've shown today, it's better than what they've shown at the other ovals throughout the year. We look at Parker as kind of a road course guy and expect him to have great speed at those racetracks. At the ovals, they've been sort of backside the top 10, 11, 12, places like that, working hard just to run in those positions. Today, though, you talked about this brand new car. They brought real speed to this race. I know we've had some attrition, some cars fall out, but Parker was running 5th, 6th place from the very beginning of this race. It's real speed in this car going forward into the playoffs.
And the only thing he did wrong all day was this right here. He just didn't get it in third gear, contact from behind. And then even though it was a little bit of a mistake, he still got the game because Riley Herbst is behind him. The contact, Riley Herbst trying to go inside, got it right front fender damage. Riley saw an opening and went for it and just got a little too aggressive there. That started a downhill spiral.
Now the concern or the challenge is everything that was just said is real. Riley Herbst is 29th, 2 laps down, but there's still 66 to go in this race. We've seen flat tires. We watched Cole Custer hit a tire carcass in turn 1, right? The 48 still has to get this thing to the finish line. Now, he can be a little bit, I say put the mittens on, right? He can be a little bit more cautious around people, not take undue risk, but it's still auto racing, and we've seen crazier things happen.
Well, restarts, right? We've seen wrecks right after restarts. We've seen contact. We've seen all sorts of things, and you're still exposed to that danger.
You see,
hey, you know what else knows it's not over? My man, Patrick Donahue. He has been racing a long time crew member of Jeff Gordon's team back in the 90s. He has seen it all. He's seen the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, and he is fiery, and I like it. And you can say he is crew chiefing until the checkered flag. He is assuming nothing is all set.
I think he wants Parker off that wall a little bit.
I think he does.
Yeah.
I said 2 feet. Move that thing down a little bit, please.
arms in the air. It's like, what's he doing? What's happening?
Just let him do his thing. Parker's earned it.
Oh, we got a car spinning around turn 4.
Yeah, coming off a 4.
Caution.
45. And so,
Rajah Caruth around.
Into the grass, and the caution comes out.
Caruth got a little bit of help over there in the middle of turns 3 and 4.
Steve, this is too early for tires.
This is your chance. Yes.
This is it.
Yes and yes. 63 to go. We think they can go 55 to 60, but everybody's going to have to pit at this point.
He just said
it'll be close.
The name, but I thought I heard him say someone spun him out.
Maybe he has some evidence.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. It's like a 53 car. Mills gets into the left rear quarter panel, very light touch. It's enough to turn the 45 around down the front straightaway on the pit road.
And they're running for position 19. Look at those Chuck standing in the gas, keeping it on the fence.
Yeah, that's what you got to do when your car gets turned around like that. If you lift or slam on the brakes, it's going to slide into the wall. So he stands in the throttle and drives it down the racetrack. Try to steer the car or drive the car away from the wall.
And Rajah was trying to work his way up, trying to match last night, 12th in the truck race.
He had a good run last week in Darlington in his car.
as well. Tough little racetrack. Came home in the top 20.
Setback in practice earlier today. He spun in practice and missed a lot of it because you couldn't put another set of tires on.
That spin came out of turn 4 in practice earlier today, but this one, a little bit of help there. Raja, the 21-year-old out of Washington, D.C.
So another thing, as we look at the 48 crew, we were talking about it's definitely not over, and all of that is still true. The other thing that's helping Parker, Jeff, you mentioned restarts. Well, there's 15 cars in the lead lap. That long green flag run. So now,
What did I think of Kyle's new paint scheme? Let me see it.
Decision: when do you stop racing and just start checking the box with the task in hand? I think Brandon Jones at 7 is not allowing you to just check the box. I think he's going to force you to continue to race. Try to be offensive. The 98, unfortunately, continues to have issues with the damage repair, Dave.
Well, and Steve, part of the problem on that run for the 98 of Herbst was how John Hunter Nemechek was mowing down the field. He'd lapped all the way up through 16th. So Riley's laps down situation are not one lap down with those guys. He's 2 laps down. So he's got that problem going on. Still trying to get the right front suspension correct so that right front doesn't tear out again.
Casey's. It's got a pizza.
When is it? Is it too early? Well, pit road being closed helps everyone.
We love
We're
pizza.
61 to go now. Pit's going to open at 60. We hear 55 to 60. Even if you're a 55 car with some caution laps, and this is a track I think you can save a little gas, that I think everyone can confidently come in and put tires on. Now, we're going to have to get an update after this pit stop to see how many the 9 has left. I was waiting to see, are those stickers on the wall for the 9 car? That would answer the question. There's stickers for all these guys for sure. Oh, there you go. Question answered. Yep. Still has a brand new set in the pits. Now he just wants this thing to go green from here. Kim.
And Sheldon Creed reporting to the team, the longer they ran, the freer it got on that Chevy. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel. He asked for a slight chassis adjustment too. You see the wrench going in right there. Parker Flickerman said, I'm starting to get loose, center to exit, but my big request is make it turn better in the center. Completing service, 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel for Parker, Dave.
Josh Berry in the 8 was loose. They'll make an adjustment for that. John Hunter Nemechek was asked, did your car go tight enough for us to work on it? John said, I just don't think so, but they're going to take some air pressure off of the front tires anyway.
The race off pit road continuing. It's slow for the 11. Flickerman holding on to that 5th spot, but it wasn't easy getting onto pit road. Take a look at this, a little bit of contact. You don't want to make mistakes, even coming to pit road. Get the race off. John Hunter Nemechek grabs that top spot again.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed. Lunch time.
Your workspace is ready. Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You know what, a melty grilled cheese sounds so good, but so does a bacony burger with creamy peppercorn ranch. And you couldn't possibly choose, cause burrito worked too good when tummy empty. Sonic Bacon Peppercorn Ranch grilled cheese burger deal for $3.99.
Okay, again, this is a status bar, this is a search bar. Let's know the difference, okay? Social media. It can be overwhelming for a young homeowner turning into their parents.
Now, what does it mean to slide into someone's DMs? That sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay, we're not ready for that. As a team, we'll get there. It might be a fruit emoji, but that doesn't mean they're talking about fruit.
Progressive can save you from becoming your parents, but we can't save you money when you bundle an auto with us.
Okay, do you really think we need 47 photos of fun dinner at Pam?
Yes.
No. Cracked windshield on your new car? Bring it to SafeLight. My customer was enjoying her new car, but her windshield cracked.
My car.
She didn't take it to the dealer. She scheduled with SafeLight. We have the latest technology for the newest vehicles, and we do more replacements and recalibrations than anyone else. Don't wait. Schedule now.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
It's back. Half a base all-you-can-eat boneless wings, just $12.99.
In the Nascar Xfinity Series playoffs, names are made for your name. And here, and definitely here, but with the championship on the line, your name can only take you so far. A will to win, a hunger for speed, and a whole lot of attitude. That's how to see your name in bright lights. The NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs.
Choose taking place now for the restart. And we see Josh Berry will be on the inside of John Hunter Nemechek in row 1. Austin Hill and Creed, Kligerman and Kraus, Jones, Grolick, McGrath Jr. Ryan Sieg has some issues as he stopped on the backstretch. Looks like he's going to get a little push back to pit road. Kim.
And Brandon Jones has caught no breaks today. We saw him spin early after a loose condition was plaguing him. Then he got caught up in the Sheldon Creed Sammy Smith incident. Well, despite that, he still finds himself in the top 8 running in the closing laps of today's race. The report before that stopped loose everywhere. You saw the sticker tires go on. Those are, in fact, his last set of sticker tires. As we look to this restart, he said for him, it's not necessarily the launch, it's what he does with the first lap after the restart. Dave.
Kim, what a crazy day for the regular season championship leader coming into this. Austin Hill in the 21. John Hunter Nemechek has swept the stages, and he has closed the gap. It's only 7 points now as they run. Justin Allgaier having his troubles. He may be out of it where he is 1 lap down at this point. It's been quiet, but it's been better. He was so loose in practice this morning. They've tightened the car up, and now Austin Hill is right there, starting on the outside of row 2 for this restart, Rick.
7 points, 7 positions. Austin Hill falls back at all. John Hunter Nemechek right there on the front row, looking for another win on the season.
Alrighty, fuckers.
As far as the final spot, based on points, 32 to the good, ahead of Riley Herbst. Back under green. John Hunter Nemechek with
back
a great
green.
restart. Josh Berry falls back a bit now, and he's in jeopardy of losing second to Austin Hill in the
Jaden, are you watching the race?
Gonna battle side by side down the back straightaway. Side draft for Berry. The bottom at 3 and 4 has been good, but Berry misses the bottom of the corner. Loose, chasing the car up the racetrack. Austin Hill still there on the outside.
Those two stay side by side as they go into turn number 1. Now Berry with the advantage, but Hill's not giving him any room.
Josh Berry's car has really good speed taking off. John Hunter got away from him on the longer run. Let's see what he can do now. To the 9 car, get by the 48.
I am watching the race, Jaden. Are you? Caution. Oh, Rajah Caruth again. Ooh.
Looks like the 45 around once again. So Rajah Caruth. Issues on the apron now.
Oh, the drivers did a good job. Always makes me nervous when they slide up the track, driver's side to traffic. You can hear the flat tires.
Frustrating day for Rajah.
You're watching from my tiny windows. That's interesting.
See what happens.
See what's going on here. Can't really tell where he's at. Oh, he gets turned. Thought he might have been clear. Comes up the racetrack, not clear. Right here. Gonna try to get in behind that 53. Not room there.
10th caution of the day has come out at Kansas on this, the last race of the regular season for the Xfinity Series playoffs. Begin next week. Carter's. Shop, buy, sell online.
If you've ever wished you could take buffalo chicken dip wherever you go, today's your lucky day, because Sonic stuffed it in a crispy portable bite. Now wish for something else, like more hands to hold your bites. Sonic $2.99 buffalo chicken dip bites.
There's no place like Kansas. The race for the Nascar championship runs 185 miles per hour straight through the heartland. Drivers, start your The NASCAR playoffs continue at Kansas on USA.
Friday night on USA, the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs will begin. It's under the lights at Bristol Motor Speedway. First chance for these drivers to win and advance. Race coverage beginning at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Junior, what do you think you're going to be doing during that race?
I don't know.
Racing?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, be honest, did you
I'm nervous.
You didn't forget, did you?
Yeah, no.
I feel like he thought that was a trick question of some sort.
I know. I'm like, what are you asking me? Like Rick knows something I don't? I'm trying to not get nervous about this.
Okay.
I always sort of, my wife will tell you, like a month before I'm going to drive a race car, I get really nervous and get hard to be around. But they do it better for this trip, at least. But
You're not nervous about qualifying again, are you? Because I know last time you were
so
nervous about qualifying.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you're messing with me.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to mess you. I know that
You're not trying. You're doing a heck of a job. I'll tell you that.
Well, it will be fun to watch you back behind the wheel. Kim.
Well, Patrick Donahue calls the shot for Parker Clearman. You guys have had a great race. He said it's not over yet. Parker's in the 5th position. You guys have gotten stage points all throughout the race. What does he need to do in these last 52 laps?
Just be smart. We keep the tires and the fenders on it and don't have any mechanical problems. I think we can get out of here and close the deal. The guys have done a great job preparing, and the cars had good speed all day. And I think all we've done is adjust air pressure, and pit stops have been good. So hopefully we get out of here in the next 50 laps and go race in Bristol.
Restarts are crazy here at Kansas. As you look at this next one, what are you hoping for Parker?
Come off turn 2.
Yeah, Dave.
I'm sure that's what Ben Bayshore wants as well with his driver, who's been mowing him down out there. Any more concerns with that vibration earlier?
No, we think we found what it was in the last stop. There was a lug nut jammed in between the wheel and the caliper. Luckily, it was just enough that it sort of cleared itself over 20 laps, so I think we're okay now.
Wow, and you can see that regular season championship too, right? Sweep of the stages?
10 cautions is wild.
If we can finish this thing out in front and maybe the 21 lose a few more spots, but yeah, we're just going to keep plugging away one lap at a time and see what it gives us.
Charging as hard as they can. And by the way, Riley Herbst in the 98 back on pit road, and he had to make some changes to that car. The right front of the splitter was gone on the car. He said it was just flapping around that fender, and that's why he had to come back down. Felt like he was going to crash.
Yeah, I mean, the 98 at this point, it's, you just got to get the thing to the finish line. You need to make sure that you have to force the 48 to finish is the point, right? You can't take yourself out of the race. It just hasn't been what they want. I think the 48, I agree with the crew chief that says, hey, I want to just kind of roll around to the restart. But the one thing I would say about the 48 is on points, fine. But I have a little concern for them with the speed of the 9. That last restart, he gained a few spots. Now he's up here in the front couple rows. Swung here a couple times. It's going to be the moment.
Flashback to those wins. He was in the 19 at the time, and back in 2019, Randy Jones got win number 1 here at Kansas, and then the following year, right back to victory lane. We know he's good. He knows how to get to victory lane. Can he do it today to win his way into the playoffs?
One thing I don't love is they're in the bottom groove. You know, that bottom groove, it's harder to make gains on that bottom groove. That top is a preferred line. Off into turn 1, you got a lot of room. On the bottom, you don't have a lot of room, and there's less grip, man. You're efficient
efficiency arrow-wise because the cars on the outside are taking away some of that side force. So the first car on the inside is not in such a bad spot, but everyone behind him, the further back you go, the 11, 26, 27, those guys got to get pretty creative to make that bottom work.
The key for Brandon Jones is to push that 8 car, Josh Berry, in a way that allows him to move forward, not get his rear tires spinning.
3 flag.
A little bit of bumping there from the 8 and 21.
John Hunter Nemechek's going to clear easily for the lead. Berry falls into second behind him, side by side for third. Here comes Parker Kligerman with a push to the back bumper of the 21 car.
Brandon had a good run, but Parker got it behind the 21 and pushed him by him on the back straightaway. Here he goes again, the 9 car underneath the 21.
Hill drifted up the track a bit, but now he fights back. Brandon Jones trying to make that inside line work for him, and he's going to clear the 21.
He did a really good job down there to make that work. Into third place for Brandon Jones.
Here comes Parker Kligerman.
So the 21 losing a few spots here. That does affect the regular season points with Nemechek out front. Will the 21 continue to lose spots? Can he even it out here? He fights off Parker Kligerman there for fourth. Parker back to the inside.
Brandon Jones side by side with the 9 car down the back straightaway.
The fight for second has been won by Brandon Jones. He is up to second now, and he'll try to run down that 20 of John Hunter Nemechek.
This 9 car it's a couple times had all kinds of issues, and here he is all the way up to second with 47 to go.
And even with the pass that he just made, he was faster than John Hunter Nemechek.
How hungry is Brandon Jones right now? Looking for his first win with Junior Motorsports. And it's going to take a win for him to get into the playoffs.
Well, it's going to take a lot of speed, too. John Hunter Nemechek has dominated this race. He and his crew chief, Ben Bayshore, have been a great matchup at Joe Gibbs Racing. At that time, he was a tenth of a second faster than Brandon Jones.
When we talked to Brandon Jones during our Countdown to Green show, he said that it was a lot less stressful this race because there's only one scenario, and that is win. When you're in that situation where you can't point your way in, your focus is on just one thing, and that's to get to victory lane. He's got to find the speed, though. Nemechek's been out front most of this race. One thing of note, Jones does not have any sticker tires left, so if we see a caution, the best set of scuffs they had is 30-lap scuffs. We'll see how the rest of the 45 laps in this race play out.
Okay, if it's 30-lap scuffs, that tells me a caution, and that basically ends the chance of the 9 to win the race. Old tires here are just not going to keep up with new tires. It's because he spun out and used that set earlier off turn 4. Austin Hill able to work his way back around. Kligerman there. 21 car struggled a little bit on that restart, but it seems like the pace is back, and he's going to try to race and run down the 8 of Berry right there in front of him.
The top 7, actually 8 now, are all separated pretty evenly around the racetrack.
Yeah,
Nemechek's way out in front.
Yeah, and he's running some great laps right then, almost 4 tenths quicker than the field.
27 car, Jeff Burton, had problems off turn 2, had to check up big time, and all of these cars coming from behind at a high rate of speed. Derek Krause in that 11 car, he's done a really nice job today. Had good speed, stayed out of trouble, avoided incidences on restarts. Just a good outing for him.
Oh, right here, man,
really tight.
And Jeff just cannot get off the corners. Like, his entry speed's fine, but it just, car will not roll on corner exit.
Vance Growler's going to get up behind his 31 and get him loose up off the bottom of the racetrack. Retzlaff
They're fighting for 9th place.
Allgaier right in the mix there as well. He is the first car, or highest scored car lap down.
As we're watching this great racing right here, the battle for the lead has not changed. Same distance. These guys are just going at it. Allgaier first car lap down. Damage to his car does not have the speed he had before, but they're not going to quit fighting. The team doesn't know how to quit.
See Burton coming down on Allgaier. Burton trying to clear him on the high side.
Austin Hill has closed the gap to Berry in third as we're watching the battle between Kligerman and Moffitt warming up a little bit. And bobbing the screen is the 21 and the 8. Here's Berry running the top of the racetrack. Austin Hill's ran him down. Now he has to figure out how to get around this 8 car. It's going to be tough to do on the bottom of the racetrack, but this is the line he's been running. Into the racetrack at the foul line, then turning down on corner exit, making up a lot of ground on corner exit, running that lower line.
Carlink separating the two.
See that line right there? He does a good job of being able to get off the corner that way. The 8 has to lift a little bit late exit. That allows the 21 to side draft and then make the pass. Now Austin Hill up into third. He's got a ways to go to catch Jones.
And behind them, see this great shot right here. You can see Brett Moffitt in a battle with Parker Kligerman. Brett Moffitt doing a great job today also in 6th place. Top 10s in the last 3 races here. Won a truck race back in 2020. So always has good pace here.
To go, Rick. The longest green flag run we've seen today has been 35 laps. 15 laps on the tires. You know, so if this race continues green, that's really the key to all these guys is really, you know, you have to push, keep your car in good position, but also manage your car, your tires the best you can. That's what's going to be the difference maker here is the last 15 laps of this race. Who has grip left in their tire to continue to run with confidence around the top.
Josh Williams running. They're about 12. Joe Graff Jr. and Williams fighting for spots.
Josh Williams got his best ever experience finish here. Finished 6th in 2020. Some guy to talk to. Saw him at dinner last night.
Yeah, he yelled at us. Buy you dinner.
We told him he should buy it.
We want to go through the field. Let's talk about the playoff drivers. We'll start with Dave and the 20.
Yeah, Rick, let's look ahead just a little bit. What to expect coming up starting at Bristol next week. And I think you can expect this car and this driver to be very good. He's shown his dominance here today. 5 wins on the season. And even a little bit of luck. You heard his crew chief explain how that vibration could have been much worse if it was a fraction of an inch different. And it was not. As for the 21 of Austin Hill, this car, this driver have been strong, have been dominant. This car was pouring over data this morning when I went to talk to crew chief Andy Street, trying to figure out how to make this car better. Bristol should be a better week for them to get started. They've got 4 wins on the weekend. Josh Berry, will he come around? Still looking for a win this season, and not good lately, but this weekend has brought the car around. The car was not great, but they have adjusted on this car and gotten to where it is better. Kim?
Parker Kligerman currently running in the 5th position, and as it stands, he has that final playoff spot plus 29. But in addition to finding that playoff spot, one thing they wanted to work on this weekend, and Parker's talked about it all week, is stage points. That's been their weak point throughout the entire season. In fact, he told me and Steve Letarte earlier this week that they are the kings of 11th place finishes in the stages. They knew that had to change here today. Mission accomplished. They got points in both stages, and in fact, overall have had speed all weekend. That is a bright spot as they prepare for we're now back on track, and a lot of that has to do with Sheldon changing his approach, trying his best not to put himself in compromising situations. They know that's what they have to do to advance in the playoffs is be smart. So that's what they were hoping here today. Sheldon Creed, Dave running in the 7th position.
The playoffs are coming for Jeff Burton. He runs 9th, and this car is looking for speed on the mile and a half. So I think they found some today. But the problem is there's not a drafting track in the playoffs. That is Jeff's specialty. No Talladega, no Daytona. So guess what? They have circled Bristol. Also a great track for Jeff Burton. He could start off the playoffs very well next week. The next car on the track, next car in the playoffs, Justin Allgaier. Trouble today. Contact on the track. He still runs a lap down. But you know, talking to crew chiefs this weekend, they're looking at this car for speed. They know they have a veteran driver behind the wheel in the 7, and they know they'll be dangerous in the playoffs. Can Riley Herbst get there? It's looking dimmer and dimmer for the driver of the 98 car. The 24-year-old has gone through so much today trying to get that car back in contention. He still runs 2 laps down right now. The right front holding on that Mustang.
Holding on is not the way you want to kick off the playoffs, or at least end the regular season, but that's what's happening. Playoff schedule you see on the left side of your screen: Bristol, Texas, and Charlotte, Roval make up the first round for the Xfinity Series. Then it's Las Vegas, Miami, and Martinsville determines who the championship 4 will be for Phoenix, November 4th.
As we see this 20 continue to run great laps leading this race. You know, 5 wins on the season. It really looks to be in playoff form. I mean, won both stages. That's a couple playoff points. You can win the race. And everything you're expecting out of this 20 we're seeing here today. And when I look at that playoff schedule of tracks, I just don't see a track that Nemechek has to be super concerned about, right? Maybe the Roval, but I mean, to be honest, this 20 kind of shows up each and every week.
I think that the biggest thing with this 20 car is when they get into the playoffs, speed is not a concern. But what we've seen in the past, John Nemechek racing in the Truck Series championships, he's pushed a little too hard, got himself in trouble. But I see a different John Hunter this year. I see a more mature, a more calculative. I think he's smarter. And he's applying all those lessons. But going into it, that to me is the focus with his team. Keep the speed up, minimize the mistakes.
Ben Bayshore watching on, and others watching on. We mentioned earlier how these drivers, both Xfinity Series and Cup Series, are honoring cancer heroes. Well, the name on the side of the 20 is Tom Goddard. He was nominated by Jamie Goddard. Jamie said, "He was the hero not only to me while growing up, but also to my mom, sister, and brother when he was diagnosed with cancer. It made him a superhero, how he navigated all the treatments he was put through." They asked, "Why did you select John Hunter Nemechek for that car?" And John Hunter's kindness and determination reminds me of my dad. And so that's the cancer hero riding along right now with John Hunter Nemechek here in the Xfinity Series race.
Austin Hill back in 3rd. Talk about drivers moving up. This guy here's made the announcement that he's going to stick around. All the other competitors were sad to hear that because he's actually turned into quite the competitor in this series. When Austin came into the Xfinity Series, we all knew he was really great at the restricted plate tracks, Daytona and Talladega. Really great at Atlanta with a new configuration there. But we weren't really sure what kind of driver he was otherwise, and he has developed a lot. He's with an organization that's good enough to help him survive some of the adversity that you go through as you do develop. Great pit crew, been able to gain him a lot of spots on pit road, and he's turned into a bit of a closer. Might not start the race with the most speed, might not start the first stage with the best track position, but they find it. They get it on pit road, or he gets it late in the race on the racetrack. And now, he's running great everywhere. Awesome last week in Darlington, a driver's racetrack. There's 21. I know they're going to possibly win the regular season points today. He's had a great season. I did not see that coming up this year. He is absolutely taken the challenge of winning this championship to Nemechek. I thought Nemechek was a clear favorite this year to win this championship, but now he's got company.
Speaking of company, Creed and Moffitt, those two are tight right now in the 6th position. Creed has it, Moffitt right on his back bumper.
Yeah,
was a nice pass right there by Sheldon Creed. Did a really good job of just kind of slide jobbing a little bit, putting Moffitt in a position where he had to lift. And you talk about that Rich Childress racing his teammate, Sheldon Creed. He's going to make the playoffs. And what Sheldon Creed do we see? The Sheldon we've seen lately is avoiding problems, connecting the dots, finishing races. That's the Sheldon Creed we need to see going into these playoffs. If they do that, they have enough speed to apply some pressure to some teams and advance themselves through it.
And right behind him is Moffitt, who just lost that spot, Kim.
And how about what Brett Moffitt has been able to do for this AM Racing team this season? A small team. Remember, he got that 4th place finish at Chicago, which marks the first ever top 5 finish for the team in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. But then they were on a little bit of a roller coaster. So the goal for these next handful of races, Brett said the tracks were really good for him. It was to level things out. Remember, I talked earlier about the confidence he had here because of the top 10 finishes he had in 3 of his 4 starts at Kansas. Well, I mentioned that to him, and he said running in the top 10 all day is the goal. If that happens, then their aim is the top 5. Currently, he sits in the 7th position, just 2 spots from the ultimate goal for that team here today at Kansas.
Brett Moffitt is a driver that, you know, during COVID broke both legs in a motocross accident. I mean, I've talked about it a few times, and it's just a really serious, gruesome injury as we see a big wiggle out of the 8 right there at the 48. But, you know, to see Brett Moffitt even really in a race car, I mean, you forget about such a serious injury.
Woo!
Okay, Marker.
I want a shot of Patrick Donahue right now.
Chief, I wish he was wearing wearables. We could check his heart rate, because right there it probably went through there. Look at him. I know Patrick very well, and that face is try not to look. You see the little head shake right there? Now that was the one. Don't show it. I know they're shooting me on camera. Don't show your emotion. And finally, we got the little head shake of what is he doing out there?
He's passing. He's going to the front.
Up to 4th for Parker Kligerman.
Race car drivers, Rick. Race car drivers.
How about Parker Kligerman and his team going into the playoffs? You know, we're talking about every team. Let's assume, I hate to do that, but let's just think for a moment that they're going to make the playoffs. This team has brought a ton of consistency in the last couple months. They've executed. They ran well last week, got spun out. That was none of their doing. But they have executed races as well as anybody. A little bit of problem get through. They've been really solid today. But this team, if they can get themselves in the playoffs and this thing finishes out, I think they're dangerous. I don't think they have the speed that Nemechek or Jones has. But what they do have is consistency, and they're working very well together as a team.
Remember in pre-race, he brought up the championship 4. He was already looking forward to that, knowing and confident that they could be that type of a team.
And doesn't this make them better? You know, I think now, if they can get through this, they can look at each other and say, hey, we answered the call in a big moment. We found a way to get this done and also run fast and run at 4th. And I just think that makes them that much more dangerous.
Well, the other layer I'll add to this is this team gets a lot of help from Richard Childress Racing. And when you look at the current running order, you have the 20, which is Gibbs Toyota, the 9, which is a Junior Motorsports Chevrolet, and then you have Austin Hill out of the RCR camp, and then Kligerman. So I say that because he's outrunning the 2 of Creed, which is a house car for RCR. The Collet cars are also in that same technical alliance. So when it comes down to nuts and bolts is one thing, but now this is people. And the human element, and the 48 is finding a way to outrun those that have reasonably the same equipment.
Yep.
We talked about Parker's consistency recently. Only 3 finishes outside the top 10 in the last 11 races. They've had speed. They've executed well, just been caught up in a few mistakes that were not their own. So I asked Parker earlier today before he climbed aboard the car, okay, give me one word if you miss the playoffs. He said disappointment. But then I said, give me one word if you make the playoffs. And he said expected. He was calling his shot. He had the confidence in the team that they could get it done today and find themselves in that final playoff position.
Are going to be a blast, Rick. I mean, just like this race was nearly impossible to predict, I think that's what we're going to see over that. You just showed the schedule, a group of tracks. I know they don't have Talladega in their schedule like the Cup cars do, but you know, there are so many ups and downs over the course of the Xfinity Series playoffs with Roval and Bristol and so many opportunities.
Parker Kligerman, if in the regular season standings. So that's another playoff point, or a playoff point that he can carry on into the playoffs with him. That's the big battle right now that's still going on, is the regular season championship between the 21 and 20. It's still separated by 7 points. So Austin Hill running third right now has a 7-point advantage over the 20 of John Hunter Nemechek for the regular season championship. He will get 15 playoff points if the 21 is able to continue on and win the regular season championship. Those are huge when you're trying to get to Phoenix.
Watching the lap times on the racetrack, Parker Kligerman's running a little bit quicker than Austin Hill. He's a couple seconds behind, but could run him down. Just a few laps to go. It's a battle right here for 10th place between Graf Jr. and the 19 on the inside, the black car, and Jet Burton right there in that 27.
Sliding up the racetrack.
Parker is only about 10, 15 car lengths behind the 21. And for the last couple of laps, at least 2 tenths, sometimes 3 faster than Austin Hill. Now, how do you manage that, right? You're driving to a assured spot in the playoffs, but you got a car out there in front of you can go catch. That's always fun, too.
Well, we know how competitive Parker is, and I'm sure he's going to try to reel him in. Austin Hill, again, just in front of Parker Kligerman, Dave.
And Rick, he was being kept appraised of what was going on with the 20 of John Hunter Nemechek, told how many points he was ahead, but also told he didn't have to save fuel anymore. So a lot of the drivers got right in the final fuel window for many teams, but he's good on fuel too, so it looks like he's just losing time to Parker on a pure pace.
So we just have to remember, I think everybody's good on fuel, but as great as this run is by Parker Kligerman, the only thing that's holding Brandon Jones out of the playoffs right now is John Hunter Nemechek leading this race. Now, I know the gap is over 5 seconds, but he's in traffic. He's running the top. This is anything but a straightforward event for the leader. Now, John Hunter's doing an amazing job, but Brandon Jones has at least put himself back into the competition here with 11, or into the conversation with 11 laps to go. We've seen crazier things happen, so we'll just have to see. I don't want to quite award the 48 the playoffs yet.
Oh no, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Junior, you talked about the 48 of Kligerman and the pace he's got. Let's look what he's doing. So he's changed the way he's approaching this racetrack. So most everybody is running on the corner exit really high up against the wall. Parker, watch what he does. Clears that car, goes straight to the top, right? Straight to the top. Runs the top lane, and now he waits on the throttle, gets the car pointed, goes to the throttle, turns it down the hill, and leaves closer to the bottom. And that is working for him. That has helped his car. Now, other people are not having success doing that, but every car drives different. And you have to be willing to search. You have to be willing to look things differently and try something. And look, he leaves way on the bottom, and he is making big gains on the 21 by doing it.
That's 21 right there in front of him. So with 9 laps to go, Parker Kligerman in heavy traffic right here has an opportunity, not necessarily needing to gain this position. So it's a bit of a risk versus reward here. You're locked into the playoffs if the race finish as is. It's really early right there. Trying to get some clean air so you finish the corner.
Well, this battle is dragging the 2 of Sheldon Creed into this battle as well. If I'm Patrick Donahue, the crew chief, I'm not wanting a battle. I'm just saying, hey man, if the 2 gets to you, just let him go. We don't need this spot.
He's so much faster. Look how he did that though. He lifted really, really early to finish the corner, ran right back up on 21.
Come on, you're doing great.
Like, we don't need anybody. So yeah, so the 2's coming from behind. That may occupy him a little bit.
Austin Hill has adjusted his line. He was told or saw what the 48 was doing. Now look what he's doing. He's leaving the corner much lower, but he's not. The back of that car is not in the racetrack.
Parker's best finish this year already is second.
So I just want to bring 7 laps to go. We are right on the edge of their fuel window. I expect all these drivers to make it, but just remember, they don't have quite as much information as the Cup cars do. That with the electronic fuel injection, this is old school with the carburetor. I mean, everybody's on red when it comes to fuel. So you just
you know, anything can happen. We watched Chase Elliott run out of gas at Watkins Glen from one of the biggest organizations with all the information, so it can happen.
Let him go. We're good. 5 to go. Let him go.
2 of 3.
You'll get to 21.
He gets by Parker, and you heard crew chief right there saying, let him go.
Sheldon Creed, he's got a lot of speed. We talked about those guys running lower on corner exit. Sheldon's right up against the board, and that's working for him.
These are teammates. We'll see how much Austin Hill puts up a fight now as Creed has got to his back bumper.
Well, you see on the bottom left, we talked a lot about Patrick Donahue, the crew chief. Well, here's Scott Borchetta. That's the owner of this 48 team, Big Machine Records. He's the sponsor on the car. An avid racer himself was in a really severe accident this spring. We saw him in Nashville, his hometown, recovering from the accident. It's great to see Scott on the race, or back to the racetrack, and it's great to see Scott with the nerves. I mean, this is a man who's found huge success in the music business, but he's looking on as a very nervous owner with 5 laps to go.
Thinking his driver and car are going to make the playoffs.
And that's what the Xfinity Series is about. An owner like Scott Borchetta coming in and taking the fight to Joe Gibbs Racing, taking the fight to you, Junior Motorsports, Richard Childress Racing. That's what has built this Xfinity Series, is those teams like that have a great deal of appreciation for Scott and owners just like him.
11 seconds behind Nemechek, and Nemechek is 6.5 seconds in front of Jones still with under 4 laps to go. Now 3 remaining for John Hunter Nemechek. Steve, you've thrown that out there, the possibility of fuel. We had said at the beginning, fuel window was approximately 60 laps. They came to pit road right at 140. There was a caution lap or 2 there before the green flag came out, but that's right at that 60 laps.
Yeah, we haven't heard a lot of chatter out of most cars. We're hearing a little chatter that the 2 might have to come to pit road. We'll keep an eye on that. But the 48 seems to be confident in their fuel situation. The 20 is the same. There's the 48 putting a little mini slider on the 21. Hand out the window saying thanks. I think the 21 has said, man, great job. We got the playoffs ahead. I'm going to start banking some good breaks. Hey, man, I'm going to help you on your stressful day. Remember me. Remember me when we get into the playoffs.
Yeah. Don't forget about what I just did there.
They don't ever remember.
They don't remember.
All right, white flag is in the air one more time around.
John Hunter Nemechek, 1.5 miles away from his 6th win of the 2023 campaign. John Hunter Nemechek doing all he can and the best that he could. He won stage 1, he won stage 2. But Austin Hill also doing a magnificent job.
And John Hunter Nemechek, my prediction, wins at Kansas.
Sheldon Creed finishes 3rd, Kligerman 4th, and by points will be in the playoffs. Austin Hill, regular season champion with his 5th place finish. And Toyota now celebrating their 200th Xfinity Series win. What a milestone for that organization. John Hunter Nemechek, as far as the championship goes, favorite?
I think he was a favorite when the season started. We got a lot of 1.5-mile tracks in this playoffs. Phoenix, they'll be great. He will be hard to beat, and I think the odds are in his favor.
figured out how to do great burnouts. And he's going to park it right on the finish line. The news earlier this week, John Hunter Nemechek move over to Legacy Motor Club in 2024, run in the Cup Series. But he's got unfinished business in the Xfinity Series right now. A championship in front of him. His 6th win already in 2023, Kim.
And what a week it has been for John Hunter Nemechek. We get the news that he's going to be moving up to the Cup Series again in 2024, but he had some business to do here today. Dominating fashion, getting your 6th win on the season. You win both stages, lead 154 laps. Is this what championship form looks like for this team? And does this make you the favorite?
I don't know if it makes
Didn't finish under 2 hours, it finished under 3 hours, but
team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Man, it's been a week. It's been an exciting week, but I'm super pumped to get Clyde Barker, Toyota GR Supra back in victory lane. This thing was as fast as Xfinity Fin G today. Ben and all the guys made the right adjustments all day. They brought a really fast hot rod, and have to say hi to Tay, Aspen, and Penelope back home. I wish that they were here. We'll celebrate when I get home, but we have another name. Someone who we lost to cancer, Tom Goddard, on our car this weekend. So special name for those that know. But overall, just super pumped, super ecstatic. I'm looking forward to getting the playoffs started next week at Bristol. We came in here today trying to get the regular season championship, and I said that we were going to have a 60-point day this weekend, and that's what we did. We controlled what we controlled, and we did everything that we possibly could. So let's go playoffs. I'm ready.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big day for John Hunter Nemechek. Big day for Parker Kligerman. Dave is caught up with him.
Parker Kligerman is in the playoffs. Fuck Riley Herbst.
Thank you very much. That's a very satisfying.
Alrighty, fuckers. That's where I'm gonna end this shit.
Seeing the 9 be so fast that last run, I'm really proud.
Tomorrow the race is at 3, so I'll be live at 2:45. When's the green flag? Is it actually? When am I actually gonna be live?
We bring this going forward. We're going to race for a championship, but thank you to Scott Borchetta, Sandy Borchetta, everyone who makes this possible. What an honor to get the first playoff berth for this race team. We had a special person on board, Beth Cunningham, who the Cunninghams mean a lot to me. She's battling cancer, but obviously having a Cunningham on board for
3:20 is the green flag, so I'll be live at like 2:50.
Overall, just a really solid day where we executed a high level.
Alrighty, fuckers. That's where I'm gonna end this. I want to thank you all for watching, and peace out.